We the best, no contest. We the best. There ain't no one like cause of you dumb or you crazy. There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, it just don't faze me. I got my Xbox, she can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best, no contest. We the best. For the wicked, I'm bad and I'm blessed. Put it to the test. For the rest, there ain't no contest. So what's next? Got me leveling up, I'm obsessed. I bring the fire like I'm possessed. My personnel and my clique is the best. There ain't no contest. There ain't no one like cause of you dumb or you crazy. There's no way, G. Me and my clique, we handling biz while you and your clique just act fugazi. You couldn't persuade me to give a damn, it just don't faze me. I got my Xbox, she can't play me. Money in a text box, I get paid. We the best. We the best, best. We the best, best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best, we the best, best. We the best, best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best, we the best, best. We the best, best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best, we the best, best. We the best, best, no contest. My clique is the best. We the best, we the best, best.
You know I'm killing. killing it. They're hurt, I'm the one feeling it. Now they're feeling it. My enemies fake, I'm just stealing it. Slipping on the source and you're messing with the boss. No one's gonna be sorry for your loss. Gallopers scheme to tell your lies. Say you won't cry, but I guarantee you will. When the bullet from a gun fucking penetrates your eye. Phil Spencer is the sniper, laughing as you die.
Fake gaming, wanna be gamer. Pretend gamer, think you got comedic skills when your comedy is a little bit lacking status. But still, so until you motherfuckers come at me with some shit, talking about some shit, understand that I got more games than you.
Holding the line until the target's aligned. These pussies are just fully clapped, the content is so benign. Set fire to the whole stable. Ponies on the round table, wearing shoes with no label. Red pig has got no hair on their head. The cost of the lies that they spread in the wake of Xbox. Spending billions, not just little millies, like an Aaron, their Achilles, the swords were but like 1,000 chilies. Consolidation is causing elation, except in the PlayStation Nation. Forced rectal irrigation of these bitches, busting all the stitches. You don't have the riches, leave these portals in the fucking ditches. Celebrate, we're gonna have a party. Dance on the corpse of Colin Moriarty. Choke off the Saudis, Habibis get rowdy. Circumcise the bitch so we can all scream howdy.
When you make that kind of content, that very adversarial, you're not one of the weird like gremlins making fucking 20-minute videos about me. That alienates and isolates you from people and burns bridges.
Pour one out for the FTC and your MBGs and all my enemies. My name is Septic, yes I'm a disease and you're the one infected. Your leader has now been selected.
When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful.
When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful. When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful. When you're authentic, that's why your product is successful.
Look at this guy! Look at this guy's shiny head! Oh! Oh,
Shit, you can't hear the music. I'm going crazy. I've got so much onslaught of things happening here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is
Eid Mubarak, boys!
That's right. Fasting for 30 days. This is my second coffee. I think I had it on a previous show, but we're about to go lit. We're about to get lit. We have a few things to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We have PlayStation going third party. A lot of ponies in the chat probably crying like they always crying because I didn't do anything to make them cry. Saddest when isn't it for that? Bro, that's so on point, bro. They've been pissed. They've been mad. I've been just even do Ramadan. Bro, they have been feral. They've been feral and they've been lulled into a false sense of security because they thought they could get some reprieve from us, bruv. Because for some reason they think that them, like PlayStation, Xbox becoming third party stops them from being absolute melts. But they will always be the content. What is this? Says Beach Hill, XNC Live and Septic Sauce. Yeah, the OG show is back. Oh shit, there's no Colt. Oh, there's no Colt. I always have this routing off with chat. Say something.
No, yo. Yeah, I mean, I was working over here, but I was also miming.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Am I
Thank
good?
you, Grey Fox. Yeah,
Am I coming through?
You're coming through saucily. I just save this preset. I always have it because I'm doing like gameplay recording and people are talking, and then people. Anyway, how you doing, Cole?
Yeah, every week it's always something, man. There's always buttons to switch.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's so many things going on. Talk to us, bruv. What you saying?
I'm really super happy. I'm having a good time. This is a really good year and lots of good games to play and some surprise gems. So even some games that I'm like, nah, that you'd think, oh, real Colt would love this. Nah, yeah. we'll get into that later. But yeah, I'm playing Atomfall right now, and it's it's a mid game, 75, but I kind of like it. So I don't know. I'm just happy. I just finished Shadows a couple days ago. It's just pretty good. About that. Way too long for me to finish for a review, and I probably won't make a review at this point. It's not worth it this late, but I've been having a great time, man.
Oh, but talk about Shadows a bit, because I didn't actually I didn't do a show last week because Ramadan. I just been catching up, like 3 hours sleep average, and so I just like, I can't do this, man. Plus I don't really give a shit about Assassin's Creed, which is fun because being in a WhatsApp group with Fonz, Zorka, and Colt, who are big Assassin's Creed fans, and I just think it's such a dry franchise. But a lot of controversy with Assassin's Creed Shadows, a lot of haters for it. This week we saw absolutely the ultimate merkages happen when the platform owner of Twitter got absolutely ratioed to shit by Ubisoft. It was crazy.
I thought you were gonna say a different R word.
I could have. But yeah, he's mentally retarded, isn't he? He's just stupid.
He got R&R'd, bro. He got R&R'd.
Yeah, he got murked, man. He is so dumb.
Yeah, he said, you know, that guy's a fraud and this game is mid at best or something. Like, Elon sounds like your typical, you know, console or gaming fanboy. Yeah. And him and Grummz got ratioed by a factor of 100 or something. It's absolutely decimated. And the behind the scenes stuff between PR and communications with Assassin's Creed account to say, hey, we want to clap back at Grummz, you know, is this okay? And showing it to the PR leads, and all whatever went behind the scenes for them to turn around and just say, you know, is this you, the guy who paid somebody to play your game? And to Grummz, which people, I don't know if everybody watched what happened on Twitter, but to Grummz, they were like, well, at least our game is out, basically. And because his game is never coming out. And just the ratio just decimated, it like knocked the pants off of him, and well, for the first time. It was great.
Bro, if you can see this, I have muted both Elon and freaking Grummz. They're the most obnoxious pieces of shit. But Grummz is I have to unmute these. You can see it on screen right now, but you can tell
look at that 24,000 likes versus, roll down a little bit,
740,000. So basically, Elon Musk.
It's worse than it was. It's worse when I calculated it.
Oh man, he goes. So Hassanabi, I've seen some of his content. I really don't know him that well. But he goes, Elon Musk calls him a sellout. He said would be more accurate. Objectively, he's promoting a terrible game just for money, which is hilarious. He's replying to Grummz. Grummz is the biggest freaking grifting shill who's literally fleeced, I think it's like 500,000 at this point or something stupid like that from his followers for a game that is basically looking like something someone cobbled up on UE5 in an evening. It's absolutely atrocious. So how is this guy barking? It's crazy. So then Assassin's Creed, this has got to be one of the biggest ratios ever, man. He goes, is that what the guy playing your Path of Exile account told you? Oh my day. He got, imagine paying, I don't know, 40 billion for Twitter and then getting absolutely molested
for a mid-game account to ratio you by a factor of, I don't know what that number is.
Bro,
that's a lot.
That's a big factor there. And then Grummz comes back trying to defend his master Elon Musk. And then it goes Assassin's, and he posts a review from, I think it's VGC maybe, or someone, just one review. It. Yeah, it looks like with this color scheme. Because Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't the hit Ubisoft desperately needs. And then boom, and they go, our game is out, 13K to 315K. This is atrocious, man.
Oh my god!
And the replies were hilarious, man. It's just, I see your Grummz cartoon. You got 2.6K just on that.
2,600 likes, and I did that on my phone, sitting on the toilet, laughing at this absolute ratio. Yeah, I just grabbed the muscle man, and I was trying to do it, and PixArt. I have a stylus on my note, and PixArt was like flipping out in the moment. I'm like, I gotta get this meme out immediately, and yeah, it's great.
Oh man, that was one of those moments where I don't know, man. These thing is, there's a valid argument on this. I made a video on this because this whole shit sums it up so much. There's valid arguments on both sides about, you know, overly catering, you know, going really woke, and we've seen that so many times on so many different titles. I made my video speaks volumes of it. You've got your shitty dialogue, weird, trying to be inclusive but not forsaking the art form for it. And then, but on the other end, you've got these grifters like loads, like Grummz and stuff, and they just take away any legitimacy in anyone's arguments out of the freaking picture because they're just grifting for this thing. Like, and they can't substantiate. Like, I don't understand why we've allowed these two polar opposites of this to dominate the discourse. But it's the same thing with everything. You've got, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. But Assassin's Creed Shadows, despite all the controversy, is doing pretty decent, no? Like, it...
What? Shadows is doing decent?
Well, Assassin's Creed Shadows critically is okay. It's like a 81.
Critically, it's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
In today's social commentary when it comes to games, an 81 is considered mid. Which by all definitions, when people say it's mid, it's below average. So gaming is so great right now, like I said when I started the show, that an 81 is now considered below average. So we should thank our lucky stars that games are so amazing that an 81 is not good enough. But, and I'm not here to defend Assassin's Creed Shadows because I think I would put it way like in the middle of my favorite Assassin's Creed games. I still liked it. But like I would even say Valhalla, but the DLC helped. That Valhalla was even, I liked it more than Shadows in some ways, but I also think that Shadows does some things way better than Tsushima does, but overall Tsushima is a better game by 3 points. And I would still prefer to play Tsushima again than to play Shadows again. But anyway, the game is number 2 most sold behind Valhalla. And the only reason why Valhalla was really popular is because it launched with the brand new consoles, the pandemic, and it was cross-generation. It was like the perfect storm. You know, you got this Viking game, and people don't love Valhalla, but it sold like 20 million copies or some crap. But as Ubisoft says, and analysts are saying that Shadows is in line to be one of the top sellers in the franchise because Assassin's Creed's always been great and always done really well, but it's just built over 18 years. It's been that game has been building almost annually or semi-annually. It's crazy. So if you're on the fence about it, I mean, get it when it's on sale. It can waste your time sometimes. Yasuke's way cooler than you thought. When it's on sale, but maybe you'll enjoy it. But Grummz, the grifters are wrong, guys. They've been wrong on most all of their games. Dragon Age of Veilguard and Dustborn, they were spot on, and Concord. They were spot on, right? So they're riding this train. They got this cart going and they're jumping on it and they're scooting it with their feet and they're trying to like say, hey, all these games that we consider are woke, like Avowed and all these we put these in this category and we're gonna ride that train. We're gonna straddle this and take it all the way into town. But they've been wrong, like Indiana Jones and Doom: The Dark Ages. They were trying to say these are woke because they look at this like this perpetual machine of money and engagement farming and Twitter money and YouTube money to bash these games on the guys that they are going to protect gaming and make games, you know, not woke anymore. But not everything is woke. And all the stuff that I've just said over the past 3 minutes is very, very volatile because I covered it in a video and I saw 60 subscribers in one morning of my video releasing just leave my channel because they thought I was on the side of we need to stop anything that has gender or same sex or different color skins. But I am, you know me, we've talked about behind the scenes and there's a lot of stuff that I would say very publicly that I sit in the middle of. This stuff is fine. Why are they doing this stuff? But that was the point. The grifters are wrong. Shadows is not one of those woke games. Yasuke's story is really, really great. And the game is successful by all rights. Last thing I'll say, guys, is that now they've shifted the goalposts because the grifters have to hold on to something. And it is the very moment that they say that Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't save Ubisoft and that it went to Tencent. I saw somebody in your chat say they still had to sell to Tencent. There is no way on this planet that a new Assassin's Creed, no matter what setting or non-woke or whatever, there's no way in this universe by all definitions that an Assassin's Creed game could be so popular that it could make up for the failure of X-Defiant, Skull and Bones, Star Wars Outlaws, and Frontiers of Pandora Avatar. Those 4 AAA and quadruple A games failed so bad they lost all of their money and didn't make anything back. And so now the grifters are saying Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't sell 100 million copies in a week. That's probably what they'd have to sell to make up for a year and a half of absolute L's. Sorry, I'll take a break.
No,
I'll be back.
no, it's good way. That was good. It was good. You know, I'm not a massive Ubisoft head, so for me to hear that, you know, you kind of summed it up pretty well. Like, oh, I mean, I saw some stuff on AC Shadows, or it was a bit weird, but it just seemed like it was more gameplay stuff as opposed to all the, you know, woke stuff or the right. I will say the voice acting sounded atrocious in many bits. I was like, how is this a AAA game? And I'll be honest with you, I've been to Ubisoft Studios and I've been to their vocal recording, and you should see in the French one in France. And bro, I've just sat there, and all these the senior dialogue and audio guys were like, it was Watch Dogs Legions of 4 games, which is absolutely atrocious voice acting in English, bro. It's so embarrassing. And they were like, do you see what we have to work with? Do you see? Because they didn't know me, and my friend invited me there. I'm literally there, like, on their couch. Really cool studio. And I'm sat in the couch.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man. I just landed there. Just got there. Just chilled in there. He was working, and I was watching them do Watch Dogs Legions, and I'm sat on the sofa, and they're playing line by line. There's huge screens, and they're just playing the line by line, and the English plays, and they have to do the the voiceovers in French, and it was so. I was like, I didn't know they were like they were watching me as well. So I'm just sat there and I'm listening, and
you're like,
and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And they just see me going like this. I was like, who's this weird brown guy going? And look, he's having a spasm in our offices, and my mate is running he's like the senior lead on that. And he could see my face. He goes, you see, putain, you see how the shit we have to work with? I'm like, this is terrible. Like, this is absolutely atrocious. You know, you could do a better job than the English version, because the English version is terrible. They've got like, and it's based in London, and they've got, you know, the
yeah, I mean,
patois, which is like Jamaican slang, basically is how we talk in London. Is when you say brav and all that stuff, like, you know, you're safe, all the things that you're used to, that kind of stuff, like you hear through us. But their oh my god, Ubisoft's audio, their voicing is atrocious. So when I saw some of the clips of Assassin's Creed Shadows, I was like, bruv, this is your company is hanging on a thread. At least get the audio right. It's so bad. Yeah. I haven't played it, but it just seemed like I saw few videos of it, and I was like, bruh, like, what is going on? AI could do a better job.
And it will. I played almost 80 hours, and there was very few moments where I was like, what's with the voice? Because I don't know, there's a certain expectation of all these hundreds of NPCs. I saw cherry pick stuff on social media and YouTube where like a girl's like, I do not, you bring me back tea for my place and thing. And I'm like, I never ran into that NPC, but I don't know. And then people are like, oh, it's so awful, because they'll say, oh, free. Oh, because they use the Japanese accent when you're speaking English, like they do what we do the cyberpunk. Oh, free. Oh, so they do the stereotypical like consonants that a Japanese American speaking person will often not cover.
Is it like that?
Well, maybe that would have pushed it up to an 83 instead of an 81 on Metacritic. But yeah, it was. It's just typical stuff, and everyone's like, "Well, I did try switching it to Japanese with American subtitles, English subtitles, and now his voice actress sounded even kind of cooler." And I like the one that's regular for English, but then when I'm playing a video game, there's all these people talking. I can't look down at the screen all the time. I can do it when I'm watching Squid Game. It's amazing. but not when I'm playing a game. So
yeah, oh, I see. I mean,
whatever. I think it's a real nitpicky thing. That's the least of its problems. It has pacing problems where there's a lot going on in the world. There's not a lot exciting to bump into. You don't have wildlife that's hostile. You don't have a lot of hostile enemies in the open world that will see you and say, hey, what's going on? You know, like, are you a threat? None of that happens. The terrain, this is my last complaint and then we'll move on, but the terrain is built in the game where you can't climb up hills or rock formations unless they have handholds. So you're like, but I'm an assassin. Like, it's not The Witcher.
Yeah.
So some of those things just kind of make the game kind of wasteful.
But the graphics,
like
again,
I said, find it on sale.
You've got to shout out.
It's beautiful.
Really looking like they've done a lot of work on the graphics. Looks really good. I also like the physics, like you were chopping up bits of bamboo and bits of fences and stuff, like realistically, almost like Metal Gear Solid Revengeance elements of slicing things. I thought that was pretty cool.
And you know how you and I love the debris, the leaves that fly over in Tsushima. Tsushima's amazing, but it looks like a cartoon when you play Shadows. Like the way the wind blows in the trees and the bushes and everything that it's so thick and looks so organic. It's amazing. But it doesn't have the same music vibe and atmosphere as Tsushima. And you can compare both of them because they're so similar. Because when I play Tsushima, I'm like, this is awesome. They ripped Assassin's Creed. Like 80% of Assassin's Creed is Tsushima. And then when you play Shadows, you're like, they're kind of copying Tsushima,
which is basically Shadow. Assassin's Creed has gone full circle. It does. I saw a gameplay between the two. They're switching through. I'm like, oh my god, they're just so similar thematically. I think I will definitely prefer Ghost of Tsushima, and Ghost of Yota is something I'm really looking forward to. See, that's the difference.
I am too. Yeah.
For me, Assassin's Creed does nothing, and maybe the gameplay will be good, but I've seen enough of it to say that graphically it looks good. But I don't think I'll enjoy this game. And I saw a lot of the reviews on it, and it kind of summed up everything. It's like it's an Assassin's Creed game, and I'm like, right, okay. Which is funny because Ghost of Tsushima a lot of it was like basically an Assassin's Creed game, but the touches in that game were so good with the showdown, with the way the combat actually worked, the mechanics, the music, Jin Sakai, his character, which I'm really intrigued about how they can do this justice with this new lady. I forget her name, but you know, Psychopaths deserve the benefit of the doubt with that one. So I'm looking forward to that. Shout out to Web Dave. With the $2 super chat goes, hit the like button, people. Colt and Gaz are legendary. You rock. No, you are the legend, sir. Smash the like button, people. Smash it, even if you're a pony. Or check out Zorko in the chat. And Fonz, oh shit. Shout out to Slim Pickens, Pigeon Go Gaming, Blue Moon, Bubba Fett, Rhodey, Revenge, Serendipity, Beer Bubba Fett, BT Maverick, Jonathan B. Sorry, I always like to read out. Iman the Rich, I saw you there, Blue Moon. And I think I see a Scalista. It's Stormy, bruv. And I think we've got it all. Shout out to you guys. And Slim Pickens, of course. So yeah, so that's AC Shadows. But despite that, Colt Eastwood, Assassin's Creed Shadows couldn't save the Ubisoft because now it's all about China.
Your accent right now.
China. It's all about China. China's taken over, bruv. They got better cars than us. They got better mega cities than us. They got dank
Those
food.
electric cars, bro.
Bro, I saw another video on it today. It's just like, bruh, their cars are... Do you know how far ahead their cars are? They're cheaper and they're mainstream. Bro, their cars just do parallel parking on its own like that. Just swivel. Eek. Bro, their features are insane. And all because of the stupid politics and government tariffs stopping us from enjoying dank cars. China #1. I want to be in China. Bro, China's insane, man. There's a city in China called Xinjiang or Xing... Oh, I don't know, I forgot the name of it. It's crazy. It looks like something from Cyberpunk, lit up like mad. It's China, man. But speaking of China, Tencent came
we go to our cities and it's like laundromat.
Yeah, bro.
It's like a one light. Yeah.
Bro, China. So there are entire cities in China who have their GDP strips that of entire European countries, bro. China is insane. So don't fall for the government rhetoric, bro. You guys need to go. I need to go to China, bro. The people are so nice. The cities are insane, but you need to see this. China. What's it called? Qing. I know it sounds very like. I'm not making up. Oh, Qing mega city. Wait, China mega city. It's called. It goes, guys. You sound like Ching Chong. I'm not saying that. It's Qing. What's it called? Why is it Mega City?
Does it have
Someone
an X
Chinese
and a
in the
Y
chat.
and a G and a like pound sign in it?
Oh, so annoying. I always find this. Not Mega Project. That's why Mega City Futuristic. I'm going to show you guys just very quickly before we go into the. It's Chongqing. There it is. Look, I'm not making it up. I'm going to show it to you. There it is. China's Mega City. Chongqing. Chongqing. I don't know. I don't think I'm pronouncing this.
Yeah, I don't know what the Q is.
Check out Nico's. It's bruv. Their public transport is insane. Their city's insane. Bruv, my PC's crashing like this. 2070 is so old, but the gaming PC, thank God I got it in time. Can't do two things at once.
I don't know if that's
who's this woman,
GPU
man? Show me the seat. Yeah, it's because OBS is running as well.
There, right there. Go back.
There.
Oh, I'm in late.
There it is.
Yeah, I've got latency here, but
Yeah, you guys gotta see this, bro. China. Let me show you. China's like crazy, man. Look at that. We need to, bro. If we went there, we would get danked. And just.
oh my gosh, we don't have any. I was just in Chicago last week,
Look at that.
and I'm like, kind of looks like everything else,
it's
but it's still a great place.
Oh, bro.
Look at that. They got like LG OLEDs. Well, LG is
For buildings.
Korean, I think.
It's amazing.
They've got OLEDs on their buildings, bro. People are playing games.
But they got drone deliveries. I saw a hospital that was having like delivery of medicine, and they had these like robots or whatever on the ceilings just zooming into the rooms. Just they're in the future. But speaking of the future, Tencent is saving Ubisoft's future because for a longest time we thought, okay, Ubisoft's going to go down, they're going to get merked, and then they get a lease of life from Tencent. Shout out to China. Basically what happened was Ubisoft created a subsidiary within their own company which now houses the best IPs from Ubisoft. So it's Assassin's Creed, I think it's Rainbow Six, and there was another one or a couple more. What were they? Forgot what it was. But they've got Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six,
Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry.
Far Cry, yeah.
I had to memorize it when I was making my video because I'm not on script on weekly
I want
news
to take my hat
videos. So
off. The hat is murking me, bruv.
can I have some of your hair?
Bruv, it gets in the way sometimes, honestly. But
Gaz did a video call with Fonz and Zocker and I yesterday, and he was at the office, and he pops up his phone, and his beard looks luxurious, and his hair is just flowing, and the sunshine was coming in. I'm like, and I was sitting like in my pajama pants, going, my camera doesn't work right now.
oh man, yeah, man, I was getting ready for Eid. But yeah, man, like, so Tencent owns 25% of the subsidiary that houses these games. And that 25% investment, I think, turned out to be 1.8 billion or something. So they've given a bit of a lifeline, and now Ubisoft are going to have to tighten the source. I don't know what that means in terms of. Do you? I mean, yeah. Well, what that means in terms of Tencent's involvement in it, is it just a cash thing, that injection, and they you earn the benefits of that IP, or are they slowly creeping away, or are they done? There's still a minority shareholding. It's still 25%, but it's significant though. I don't know.
I don't know about this sort of thing. I didn't dive into the real deep business part of the games industry until the ABK thing came up, and I'm like, okay, let me kind of learn about stuff that has nothing to do with actually playing the games or how they're made. But when I look at this subsidiary buyout, I think of it as Tencent will now invest into Rainbow Six, Far Cry, and Assassin's Creed. It gives financial breathing room for Ubisoft, who's kind of in a hole, and then Tencent gets, a 25% kickback on everything that's sold on those three franchises.
Yeah.
But they also kind of say it will allow the Ubisoft teams, because there's 19,000 employees across 8 studios or something, and it allows them to continue to make creative endeavors towards their games, because the Ubisoft was amazing just a few years ago. I don't think anybody could argue that, but just before a few years ago, there's other people like, oh, Assassin's Creed's mids, it's Black Flag, I don't have a brain, I follow what everyone tells me. But Far Cry games like Far Cry and Assassin's Creed have sort of found this formula, and they don't really innovate a whole lot on it.
Nope.
We love Origins and Odyssey. You don't, but a lot of my friends and a lot of people really like it. There's people who only like the classic Assassin's Creeds, but if you ask them to go back and play, they're like, So,
Fon says, Gaz, your sexuality is on display with your choice of music. I've got a mix. You gotta have a little chill, mellow music.
I mean, what sexuality is what I would say.
What?
With that hair and that beard, we get to choose one or the other, and I'll just go like this.
Fluid.
This fluidity. Assassin's Creed needs to be more bold and make some really great things. And maybe I feel like they've tried to be too safe because they worried they're gonna die in 5 minutes. So I hope this helps out for them. But
Yeah, well,
people want them to shut down anyway.
Ubisoft need to evolve. Ubisoft need to do something with their IPs, and I think they've got a lease of life, but they're sick. What's happening with Splinter Cell? Does anybody know what's happening with Splinter Cell? Nothing. I didn't hear anything.
They're working on a reboot. It's the last they said. Like,
reboot, man.
apparently still moving.
Like, there's reboot and remasters and all this shit. I get it. Okay, I'm so desperate for a good Splinter Cell that I'll take the reboot, but at the same time, I'm just so sick of it. Even with Halo CE, like the remake, I'm like, I'm a Halo stan, but I just need something new. And this whole reliance on reboots and remasters is so lame, man. And Splinter Cell, nothing. Beyond Good and Evil 2, nothing. Like, that's criminal, man. So for me, it's like, right, they've got a longer lease of life, but what are they going to do with that money and that lease of life? They're going to just sit there and churn out Assassin's Creed games? That's what I think they will. So Ubisoft, for me, when there was talk about Microsoft might be buying this, I don't give a shit anymore if whatever Microsoft buys, but at the same time I was like,
I know,
what the hell?
Stop messing stuff up.
Yeah. So basically it was just, I don't know, man, it was just bollocks. I don't know, man. Ubisoft suck, and I hope they do something new, but they're finished. I do like the Far Cry games, but even they become so samey. I made a little meme about Far Cry China because Tencent bought them, and I put Jackie Chan's face on it.
AK-47 was so cursed.
That's so bad.
It had a handle for a magazine, and then it had a magazine for a handle.
It was such a bad. I was like,
because I own one. And I'm looking at it, I'm like,
yeah, you own an AK-47?
I do, yeah.
Shit, Russia.
Now
forever.
somebody's gonna come to my house and look for it.
Oh shit, man.
I wanted the weapon of the enemy. Everyone had AR-15s, and I'm like, they had their little Barbie dolls. Oh, look with my little accessories. And I'm like, you slam in a 30-round mag, and
It's so nice
you have
and
to do it this way.
Yeah.
It is. It's great. Yeah, the charging handle's on the wrong side. It's perfect.
Guns, I know you Americans love your guns, but I'll be honest, I also love guns. They're just, this is a BB gun, but it's just such an. Guns can be beautiful. Like I know it sounds horrible, but like the Apache or like the jet fighters, I find them like really like, wow, these are just beautiful, sleek machines.
Because you want to take down a whole city, not just
what?
group of bad guys.
No.
Guys, like I find sitting in an Apache helicopter where you can just rain hell upon everyone. I find that more my speed.
No,
I don't love my guns. Like I was into guns like 15 years ago or 10 years ago, but like it's kind of funny. I set that stuff down as my hobby to create content, and then every once in a while my friends, hey, you want to go out shooting? I'm like, not really. It's cold outside and it's warm with a controller. I don't say that though.
That was just a bit lame. But I would definitely go out and fire guns, man.
You can't say. I do go out once in a while, but yeah, I just don't really worry about it anymore.
Yeah, no. If they were legal here, I would definitely do that a lot more. I
want to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't want to go shoot guns.
I want to scissor my friends.
I want to play Avowed.
Oh God. Fonz goes and Gaz likes bombs more than you piece of shit. Oh shit. What's up, man? Good to see you, man. Yo, so okay, let's well, that's Assassin's Creed. You can't really talk about Ubisoft that much. Let's talk about the one of the main topics of the day. PlayStation.
I don't even know how we got into that. That's great.
That basically sums us up. PlayStation third party. These guys. So the Nintendo Direct happened. It's been a busy month for me, and only a few more weeks.
Wait, hold on. You just skimmed right over that headline. You got to really say it with your whole chest. This category that we're talking about.
PlayStation's going third party. I was doing the intro, you piece of shit. I was just like, setting up the whole thing. I was just like, listen.
You need to say it.
I'm gonna say it. Wait, there's a setup. There was a setup here. I was gonna say Nintendo. You piece of shit. Nintendo have been making. So their Nintendo Direct was happening, and oh my god, chat. Yeah, I don't know if you're on Twitter, man, but. My God,
every time you say those 3 words, PlayStation's third party, 1,000 hooves cry in pain. It's great.
So I've been really busy this month. This is really busy with work, and I've just been skimming through Twitter here and there. And then obviously my Twitter feed is dominated mostly by JDub, because all he does is he just sits on Twitter and retweets ponies all day, including him, and I guarantee you he's sitting in a Discord or some like group chat with Icon Era, that weird guy, and a group of the most feral PlayStation fanboy losers there, and you can see they're like just coming together to share random shit. And I barely knew the Nintendo Direct was happening, but then good old, you gotta see this, J-Dub, he was just like, oh, if Microsoft, this guy, I asked Grok, what does J-Dub talk about the most on X? And he goes, Xbox. And I go, which proportion of topics does he talk about more?
No way.
If you ask Grok, he's more percentage on Xbox than PlayStation. He is obsessed with Xbox. Even when it comes to Nintendo, this guy's obsessed with Xbox. He goes, if Microsoft announces Halo on the Nintendo Direct, oof, and he's been going on again and again. And then it turned out the reality was this. It was PlayStation that showed off 2 of their games on the Nintendo Direct.
Tell your audience what his tweet was.
So you got to see this. This is a work of art. Here, right here, chat. What is this? Elon Musk selling shit. J-Dub goes, Microsoft to announce a plethora of first-party games on tomorrow's Nintendo Direct, with even more to follow next week. Xbox fanboys were so worried about PlayStation, they forgot to see their real enemy. How will they spin this? Coming from Jada. And then what happened? The opposite of this. He was so busy looking at Xbox and Nintendo that he was blindsided by the fact that PlayStation ended up putting 2 of their games on the Nintendo Switch. Before it was with Lego Horizon, oh no, it was co-developed. Oh no, it wasn't co-developed. Oh, this is the licensing thing. And now you've got Everybody Loves Golf. And Patapon 1 and 2. And there are still and people still making excuses. Like, what do you say to that? PlayStation, these are PlayStation titles. They're going on the Switch, and this is just the beginning. There's going to be more and more and more. These guys always talk about...
I want to make a chart, guys. Is it a PlayStation game? Yes. Is it owned by PlayStation, the IP? Yes. Is it a first-party studio? No. Is it still an owned franchise? Yes. It's third party. They're having a third party publish their first party franchise or trademark or whatever you call it. So there's a difference between MLB The Show is a Major League Baseball trademark and franchise, but it's a first party studio, Sony San Diego. So it's a first party game that has gone third party because it's on everything. I'm surprised they haven't put it on Switch or PlayStation yet. Or on PC. But yeah, this tweet killed me when you're like, just 3 games. It's nothing like Xbox, but like that's the joke, right? The joke is, of course, Xbox has already put on, I don't know, 8 games on PlayStation or planning to by the end of the year. Yeah. So it's not the same. Yeah. But I mean, Nib was so, oh my gosh, his little pussy was hurting bad when we were talking about this, because he was like, you're so disingenuous, Colt. When I showed that their third-party platform approach was to bring in third-party publishers or third-party studios to make their games for them, but you have their actual PlayStation leadership saying we're taking a more multi-platform approach in 2024, and they're just blind to it. They're like, you totally killed these guys because they only listen to the words of Phil Spencer when it comes to what's third party. They don't even listen to their own leadership, who's had the business meeting saying we're going more multi-platform. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious.
I love the fact that this triggered it. That means my thumbnail worked so nicely, because Nibs with this bullshit paragraph goes, was Xbox third party when they had day-to-day games on PC and outline multi-platform releases on Minecraft, Psychonauts, etc. on PlayStation? Why? Because Phil Spencer himself said they weren't. Likely as he understands, Outliers didn't change the primary.
Hold on. Minecraft existed as a multi-platform game, and Xbox didn't yank it away from everyone. Psychonauts 2 was crowdfunded and obligated contractually to be released on the PlayStation and Xbox and PC. That doesn't even count. So, I mean,
it's bullshit.
all you have to do is Google things. This guy writes so much stuff. I don't even know.
It's bullshit. The thing is that the whole point is, because Phil Spencer himself said they weren't, likely as he understood, Outliers didn't change the primary focus being Xbox ecosystem. First of all, when have you started listening to Phil Spencer? This guy will pick and choose when he listens to his leaders. Sean Layden, he will suck him off fully dry. But when Sean Layden says consoles are dying, or the console market is dead, remarkably silent, and you'll pick and choose where he was. Or Phil Spencer said, why do you listen to Phil Spencer? I thought he was a
it doesn't matter what Sean says, because he doesn't work there anymore. And then they'll use Sean when he says, Xbox's exclusive thing isn't going to work out for them. And he's like, Sean is right.
So
it's oh god.
So I'm just saying, does Phil Spencer determine what third party is now? Why are you listening to his determination? What the frick does Xbox have to do with it anyway? It's like, oh yeah, because Gaz was an Xbox fan. I'm going to sit there and talk about it. Nothing to do with Xbox. It's PlayStation putting their games on Nintendo. I don't give a shit what freaking Phil Spencer thinks was the definition of it. They came out, because they were their primary being focused. Bullshit. This is the thing. The guy, at least just sit there and admit, the reality is this. PlayStation is exploring bringing their games to Nintendo. And it absolutely okay. It's an interesting thing though, because if you listen to PlayStation guys, PlayStation is such a killer, making so much money, it doesn't need to be anywhere, despite the fact that it's on Steam. Now it's going to be pushing on Nintendo. And what's that main leader guy who was saying? Wherever there is computing, the CFO or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Wherever there is computing.
Hiroki Totoki.
Not Hiroki Totoki, it's someone else.
Herman Hulse said it?
No.
It was way before. It was way before Hiroki.
No, it's the Japanese guy. I always forget his name. His name's a bit long-winded. But he was just like, wherever there's computing, players will be able to play their games seamlessly. Wherever there's computing. So they're obviously and I've actually got a clip here. I need to find a way on my gaming PC to bring up clips, and I need to invest some time into doing some memes. But basically, PlayStation are obviously looking to expand their audience, because Jim Ryan has already said that he shared his frustrations about being stuck in to just a few million PlayStation. Like, even if you on PlayStation,
he said console's not enough.
Yeah,
was his
it's not enough
quote.
And Sony,
very famous quote.
Sony is riding on its brand strength more than anything. You've got, your Reforges and your Nibs and all these like guys who will just suck off on their sales and stuff because they're evangelizing and propagating the brand, and the brand strength has a legacy. So of course, PlayStation is like a force with this stuff. But even despite all of that, PlayStation is going to look to expand, and it is looking to expand. So whilst we make fun of it, it's obviously nowhere near the level of third-partiness like Xbox. No, we're not equating it to that. But the fact that you guys got triggered by just that statement alone, when King Thrash is literally saying PlayStation has been third-party for decades. Did you say anything? Of course your mouth was zipped shut when your friend King Thrash was saying it.
You could tell they definitely don't want PlayStation to put their games on anything but a box that has a PS logo on it.
I'm working on a source video.
Really
and
apparent.
You should see the collection of from Nibs to your Icon Era, which he unironically quoted, to all these guys, and they're just so threatened by PC. So threatened. And right now, because Nintendo's own, but anytime you mention Nintendo versus PlayStation, then they get really pissed off, because if Nintendo Switch overtakes the PS2 lifetime sales, they'll start really going after it.
I mean, PlayStation's second place. That's all there is to it. Nintendo's first-party games sell at a factor of 5 to 10 times more than PlayStation or Xbox games. And the console sales of the Switch they're decimating the PlayStation console. But you know, Xbox is getting absolutely destroyed. Nobody wants one.
Oh, we got Face Brooklyn in New York with a $20 super chat. I'm gonna say this: it's not a win that you think it is. Wait, sorry, 1 second. I need to zoom out. Oh yeah. Brag when it's God of War or Uncharted goes to Switch or Switch 2. Golf and Patapon, who cares?
Goalpost.
Yeah, bro. Okay, well, the funny thing is, you asked them, the Halo they didn't give a shit about. Forza, they were making fun of volcanoing and all of this bollocks. And then what happens this week? We literally had articles that pissed them off. Xbox titles are dominating the PlayStation pre-order charts. Like, come on, bruv. Like, come on. That's embarrassing for you guys who made such a meal out of Xbox games being substandard, and you'll play Xbox games again. After Sea of Thieves, a 6-year-old game, started dominating your charts again. It's happening again. And you get so pissed off. Oh, but and you know, the hilarious thing is, we saw some ponies go, oh, but so what? A third-party games are selling really well on PlayStation. But the same guys were so salty about the fact that this third-party publisher, that is Sega now, it might have Steam on its consoles, and they were so pissed off about it. Why? I thought you won.
They're so upset.
You won the console war, right? So what are you worried about? What are you worried about?
Well, they do not want Xbox fans playing their games. But Jim Ryan and Hiroki Totoki and Herman Holtz have been telling them, because they don't listen to those guys. They listen to Phil and Matt Booty and Sarah Bond. They're like, what do I need to know about my platform, my favorite platform, PlayStation? I'll listen to see what Matt Booty has to say. But PlayStation leadership's been telling them that franchises have to survive and they need to move beyond. The console is not enough. Even though PlayStation's selling really great, outpacing the PS4, Jim Ryan says it's not enough. Jim Ryan's opinion of that doesn't expire when he gets a cookie and walks out the conference room.
Walks out, gets kicked out. JD Gamer with a 5. Thank you. Was
like that meme from The Office. Okay, old man. They push him out.
Yeah. That's what basically what they did to Bloody Shuey as well. He's a legend. JD,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them. JD Gamer with a 5 said, are you guys buying the one to rule them all or not Xbox PC hybrid that gives you PC-like capabilities with the console experience and all the games? Well, okay, you might as well jump on this now. What time is it? Sorry, I'm just going to do timestamp so people don't cry at me.
It helps so much to do them during the show. Thank you guys for being patient when we do that.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. Shout out to 215 people in the chat. Smash the like button. Smash it. JD. Colt. Answer this. Well, what do you think about it? Look, I've moved to PC. For me, PC is where I'm going to be now. I unless consoles do something so drastically different, and I'm not falling for the rhetoric. I've fallen for it multiple successive gens. 360 gen was the best gen, and after that it was not. I don't think that time is coming again. But the only time I'm going to be interested in a console is if it marries the two up. So as an additional device, a supplementary device to my primary PC gaming experience. Now, a lot of people are riding on this thing like it's definitely happening. And I think people need to be a bit careful about that, because that's not definitely going to happen. We are just guessing or surmising that Xbox will do the hybrid thing, because one, Xbox doesn't even want to be in the hardware space, really. They've given us such bullshit marketing with everything is an Xbox. I don't have any faith in them actually doing this seriously. But I made a video on this. The potential for Microsoft as a company to do something that Nintendo and Sony can't is massive, marrying Windows and then having Steam on a device, making it this hybrid console where you have the ease of use of console with a Steam launcher in there to give you the flexibility of having Windows and Steam on there. I would love Xbox to do that, but that also requires them to integrate it properly. So user interface, the manner in which you access this game has to have some ingenious UI design. And I don't know if that Xbox even exists, because they've been messing around and updating their UI since the Xbox One generation. I've never really felt any kind of affinity to it since the Blade system on the Xbox 360 gen. So I'm like, they can't even settle on a UI that I think is really good.
I don't even like the Blade system. I like the one after a couple of generations after that.
Nah.
Yeah, I like the one with the 45-degree angle pages that stacked up and had a gray background, and you had your avatar standing there.
Oh yeah, no,
like everything was linear, flip, 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 flip. Yeah, but yeah, I don't. That team, you're right. I don't think that team is there. We're still looking at basically the Windows 8, early Xbox One, late 360 era dashboard for 15 years plus, and I'm with you. You made fun of me, but I did kind of call out Microsoft and Xbox. Like, I don't believe they have the innovation to really make a really heavy, hard-hitting, like punchy universal UI across all platforms. So I have a ROG Ally. Yeah, I have the ROG Ally. Or if you're on a TV or you're on a laptop, I want to be able to load up the Xbox app and it looks like a console gaming hub experience that accesses all of my games. And I was going to make fun of the Xbox PC app in my video last week or this week, but they actually fixed it. Because you go into Game Pass and you're flipping down, you're like in the P's, and you're looking at a game and you click in. Oh, let me see if this game's good. You back out, it's all the way back up the top of the A's, and
bullshit.
I'm like,
yeah,
they fixed it. And so I was screen recording it to like show the example that Xbox just sits there and waits an eternity to innovate and repair their stuff, and they fixed it. Like, you back out and it stays where you were, and oh, that's good.
I mean, those are quality of life things that it took ages. I don't even know if they, like, the DVR took ages to actually sort out. But if
it still doesn't work.
It's bollocks, man. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is a software company, and they still can't get things right. Now you're banking on them to create compelling hardware and some really bold, never done before software that melds in the Windows with the gaming experience that's going to be smooth, and then integrate Steam somehow. And so I don't know if they will actually smash. The chances are they won't smash out. But if this is what they're doing, I have to remember, people are just running with it like it's absolutely happening, and it's not. But they have. If you're a $1 billion company, you have a chance to really disrupt things, and I think they have they could easily do it. If they spent God knows how many million, 500 million or something like that, just on researching the controller. The controller ended up being this controller, which is nothing. It was like an iterative version of the last controller. PlayStation's controller was better with the PS5 controller. Yeah. But the way I would do this is, look, you lean in on the customization of it. Have this box, like even if it looked like a Series X, but customizable plates, see-through plates. You know, people love doing the PC crowd, having their RGBs or different kind of models. That you can have a modular, so you can sell a what's it called? Why does Discord keep piss off? Design Lab. Design Lab, that shit. So you have the facade. You can customize shit, and then you can sell proprietary like graphics cards. You work with Nvidia or whoever you end up with Nvidia, just to sell. Like, you say in the future, have even tie it in with like their marketing for a 6,000 series cards, the Xbox Prime 6000X series. You know, like. And then boom, just do that. And I think this is something that this is woefully overlooked at in the console space. A lot of people, especially the younger crowd, love doing content creation, and they do it on TikTok and all sorts of stuff. But a lot of them want to go to PC. Why? Because PC allows them to do all the content creation, the streaming, and everything. You can bring that. Xbox kind of tried it, and so did PlayStation last gen with the streaming and Twitch integration, but then they kind of gave it up. But you can sell packages like that, where you can have something like OBS or something like Streamline for people to do streaming on their seller package, next gen, or this hybrid box with a streaming hardware package. There's so many things you could do with intuitive, like camera designs, or just sell basically what you're doing is you're selling a console that operates like a hybrid, like a PC, but without all the massive costs associated with PC gaming, making it more accessible to people, just like a nice transition into PC gaming. But you think Microsoft's gonna do that? I don't, go and surprise me, but I'm not banking on Xbox doing that. That's the only thing I'm not banking on Xbox. If they surprise me, I'll be pleasantly surprised, but that requires a team of hardware developers that really do proper R&D, really go bold as well. And then there's this question, Cole. What happens with Steam? They're like, do you think Xbox, and I have a clear answer to this, but what do you think? Like, a lot of people say well, if you bring Steam in there, you just lost all the software share of sales anyway. Like from that Xbox gets from its walled gardens of software sales, because they make what 70% or whatever it is on the market, or 100% of their first party titles that they sell on the Xbox store.
Nobody PC gamers don't buy their games on the Xbox app. Unless they're playing them on Game Pass, they access them there. But
what about
PC gamers buy?
console gamers?
If PC gamers really want to play Doom: The Dark Ages, they're going to buy it on Steam. They're not going to buy it on the Xbox app.
Yeah, but
I can tell you that with certainty.
But what about if you release a hybrid console? Gamers, even console gamers, are going to be like, right, well, I can just access Steam through my console. Why don't I buy the Xbox game on Steam? Or any games on Steam?
Let's pretend that the future in 2027 is your desktop PC, if you're just a diehard PC gamer, or your hybrid console PC has an Xbox app, and when you're ready to game, you just hit the Xbox shortcut at the bottom, and you launch up this console-like dashboard. It's cool, got a little bit of background music, and it's controller friendly and everything. Like, let's imagine that. That's cool, right? Yeah. That's the future that probably Xbox envisions that they could pull off. So if you want to say, okay, I'm ready. I want to buy Elder Scrolls 6, or I want to buy Perfect Dark or something.
Yeah.
You can go there and grab it in the Xbox store. But if you're a PC guy, you'd be like, well, I own most of my games on Steam, and Xbox is telling me I can access my Steam games and my Xbox games in one place. The purists are going to be like, and I'll just buy it on Steam anyway, because I just want I've been building my library there for 15 years or 8 years or 2 years. I'll just buy it on Steam. So Xbox will get 70% of that, but it would be launchable right there. Like, you would load up and say, what games do I have installed? And maybe they'll have a Steam logo next to it, and some will have an Xbox logo. But that would be the future, where you can just go to your games, buy them or launch them, and it launches Steam in the background. There's a lot to unpack there.
But what about the loss?
I'm sure that's what Xbox wants.
But there's a massive chunk of lost revenue for Microsoft.
No.
Why?
No, I mean, Gears 5 launched on Steam day and date, and they probably sold more copies of Gears because it was available to more of their customers that sign into Xbox Live and bought the game and gave them 70%. It's a win-win for Steam. Like, there's no world where Steam's going to be like, we don't want you to access our
Steam
our
are
stuff.
loving it. This will propel Steam. I'm buying shares in Valve the moment this even gets announced, because Steam is winning. That's fine.
Are you asking me about like third-party games like something from Square Enix or like 2K or whatever? Is that what you're asking me about? Even
first-party games. Look, my view is this. I don't think Xbox. Well, we know Xbox's. Oh, this tune is sick. Xbox's. If you're wondering, there's music playing in the background, Colt. If you're wondering why I'm talking about music, I just started playing this playlist.
I can't hear it.
It sucks. That's Discord. I was gonna say. So basically, I think Xbox needs to lean in on that. If Xbox really believe in things like Game Pass, and that's going to be so massively disruptive, and then they're selling games on PlayStation, and now you've got this incredible Game Pass service, which is this year very strong with a library of games that it's releasing, and now you've got COD obviously on there as well. It's quite a force, so you want to be pulling people's eyes on it. So it's on Microsoft to do the marketing to make sure people understand the value proposition of this service. So then lean heavily on it, and you're losing sales anyway because your console sales are tanking. It's not like they're doing masses of sales. And I think Tony Polanco or someone was saying that, he was saying like, this is why, as he was console warring, saying this is why the games are sold on PlayStation, because
people
PlayStation
wonder why, because no Xbox gamers don't buy games, they just use Game Pass. But
which is weird.
I really like Tony Polanco, but Forza Horizon 5 was a massive top seller on Xbox and PC when it launched.
Starfield,
there was like 3 million sold in early access, I think it was. I had a tweet. I made like a little graphic and tweeted it out. There was a huge number of people that bought it, the $100 version, just to play it 3 or 5 days early.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, someone told me it didn't hit the top seller when it was in pre-order. I can't imagine Indiana Jones was not a top pre-order sell on Xbox console, but Across all platforms, probably not. But
I don't think Intelligence.
yeah, like you said,
so
Starfield was. Starfield
big.
was.
It depends on the titles. This is the problem with Xbox. Their release cadence to shit 2022, blah blah blah. But I think ultimately, if Xbox really want to look, they have a lot of avenues to generate revenue. They've got PlayStation, which is huge, and now they're going to be making more money on PlayStation than they've ever had on Xbox. Then they've got their subscription service, which has seen growth on PC massively, and I think it's plateaued on Xbox, but it's more than enough. They're making 30 million, 35 million. Obviously, they'll want to scale that up, which will go, but there'll be a slower crawl because they've plateaued, but the PC is going to rise in that. You might see more PlayStation guys also start to take a whiff of Game Pass. When they're buying so many Xbox games, when they have a whiff of Gears or Forza, Halo, which is going to be a big one when it comes out on PlayStation, and then they start thinking, well, Call of Duty, Doom.
There might be too many games that come out from Xbox first party because right now they have access to Doom: The Dark Ages, Forza Horizon 5, Indiana Jones, and one other game, plus Ninja Gaiden's coming out. Like, there's all these games that PlayStation gamers would definitely want to play. And they might be looking at that. Okay, I want this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Well, I think it's like 3 games, and you could buy a year of Game Pass. But they're like, but do I want to play on PC or on an Xbox? Like, this is a decision they're going to have to make, and I think Xbox knows this. That eventually the proposition will be: do you want to play them all on PlayStation, or do you want to do the alternative and play them on Game Pass for much cheaper on a different device? Which is
I
don't know how many people would do that.
Which is my point about the whole why the hybrid could be really good, because now you've got this console. It's like a neutral console that's marrying the bit of PC and Xbox together, and now Game Pass is potent because you've got Call of Duty on there, you've got Doom on there, you've got freaking Gears of War
on the screen
there.
too. I think you're still on me.
Oh, sorry.
Put us both on the screen, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, when you're running a show, brain power can be very limited.
I'm multitasking. When you're into the conversation, you're like, oh, screen here. So like, bro, I think it's going to be this is where the potential's massive with a hybrid console. Not even just a hybrid console. Your Game Pass is a massive value proposition when you've got COD, you've got Doom, and you've got freaking all sorts of games. You're going to have Oblivion, Fallout. You're going to have there's too many games to name. And you've got a Forza Horizon. So the PlayStation guys are going to be looking at that. And there's obviously, this is part of Microsoft's strategy. It's just like, hopefully we'll make them realize, the PlayStation guys realize, Game Pass is really good. But the problem is, Colt, where are they going to access Game Pass? It's not going to be PC for a lot of console guys because it's obviously the costs, hindrances, the complexity of it. PC is still going to be PC. A lot of people are console gamers. So where else would Game Pass be? And it'll be console, but Xbox doesn't even market its console well. Like, Xbox almost treats it like an abortion sometimes. I feel like it's like it wanted to let go of its like a bastard child. Like, it didn't want it, especially now with this really confusing marketing strategy. So I think Xbox,
they kind of do, because in many regions outside of North America, they're losing so much money every time someone walks into a store or orders one online. They're losing so much money. I think they've repelled the idea of selling their consoles in Europe or the UK or other countries. And I think they look at the difference of how much they lose. Like, as PlayStation makes a few bucks on every single PlayStation because they've sold so many units, they're in the clear. Of making profit on the hardware, and Xbox isn't. And so people are like, oh, they pull back, you can't find a console in my country, and it's because Xbox doesn't want you to buy one. It's almost like that. Like, it's not worth it.
Stupid.
You guys buy one, gee whiz, thanks. We lost $25, or Phil said up to $100. We lost $100 of that in this region. We lost $100 on that sale, and hopefully, how long is it going to take to make it back when you subscribe to Game Pass or buy third and first party games? So I can understand why Xbox treats it like a bastard child. I don't like it. I think it's dumb. I also think it's horrible that they didn't push their console for people to need it enough to sell enough to be in the profit zone, and they're not there, and that's over.
It's Xbox's fault. They're making. I don't give a shit if they lose $100 per console. That's on them. The way they designed.
I know, it's their fault.
Yeah, absolutely. So the question then also arises about this hybrid console. It's going to be marrying PC and this and all of that. What's the pricing of it going to be? How much is it going to cost?
Before we talk about the pricing, I want to tell you why. I want to tell you the only reason why the Xbox Series S and X stopped flying off the shelves, and it wasn't because of the pandemic. I wholeheartedly believe that Xbox consoles stopped selling. Oh, I want to say some horrible words. Because these effers from 2022 to most of 2024 had no games. No games. They had 18 to 30 studios between that time from when they launched Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon 5. They had no effing games.
Yep.
They had nothing. 2022, they gave us Grounded and Pentiment. That was it. 2023, they made us wait all year. They put out Hi-Fi Rush, was awesome. Nobody bought it. And then they waited and waited to put out the worst Forza Motorsport and Starfield, which is amazing, but that was at the end of the year. And then 2024, they gave us Hellblade, and then they made us wait another 6 to 9 months until they avalanched some great games last holiday. But you're talking almost 3 years where they sat there and they just could not deliver. And exclusives aren't the only reason why you sell consoles, but the stench that went out where people are like, why buy an Xbox? Like, what is there? What is there for me to play? They were already like behind, but they were selling great during the early part of the console generation, but they had no games and they just could not deliver. It drove me ape shiz while I continued to podcast every week and make videos, and I tried to find out what I could be excited about. And I'm like, I would tell people, oh, we're hearing Avowed's coming out in 2022, and there was rumors from insiders. Like I was talking to people that I'll just leave out that, because they would get, mocked for it because people have forgotten. There were rumors that Avowed was coming out in 2022. Then there's rumors that Avowed got pushed to 2023. Then it got pushed to 2025. And it just goes on and on like that.
So this is
I'm sorry, that's my rant.
Yeah, but this is what I was... So I tried to remind people what happened in 2022.
Fudge!
I had so many Xbox fans on my ass. And I have this... And in these videos 2 years ago, I was talking about what is Xbox doing.
Reason.
Sony are making Xbox smaller, mocking Phil Spencer for his victim act. Like, oh, Sony's making us smaller by blocking. This is all bullshit that he was saying during the FTC trial. Oh, poor us. And then he ended up doing it anyway. And I was gunning Phil Spencer at that time. Like, what are you talking about? You're Microsoft and you're pretending to be a little child in there. Like, this is on you. You went to fight the battle for this ABK deal. Why is 2022 barren? And then I had all the people say, oh no, it's only because they're scared by the FTC. If they release good games, the FTC might block them. That was bull crap. What a stupid point. And I got so much hate for the Xbox camp but mocking that stupid position. I think it's such a dumb thing. I can't believe that people even said it. It's just dumb. Sorry, let me quickly read this.
And I get blamed all the time for apologizing for everything Xbox does, excusing them and pretending like it never happened. And I understand that to sit and watch the XNC podcast for 2 hours can be very, very arduous just to hear the stuff that we complain about, and hearing the comments I make in my videos that people usually don't watch, but they just talk about me on social media. That's fine. I understand. But yeah, I've had a lot of complaints about Xbox, and they started around in 2022. I remember you were my co-host back in the day. I called you and I'm like, we need to do an emergency podcast. Because they just delayed Redfall and Starfield.
And bro, I gunned them so rawly. I remember XNC people were hating on me, but I'll say, despite all of that, if I was a PlayStation fan and some of the bullshit that you guys have tolerated for the entirety of this generation, and then just laud console sales like it's a savior is embarrassing. Like that would piss me off. Like if Jack Move on his own is just having a hernia, it doesn't get much support from a lot of other people. I would be like Jack Move. I would be so hated. Like imagine the hatred people would have for me because people. Sony's so relaxed now. They're just. I think they're finally getting into their groove. But all this stuff whatever that has happened has now led Xbox in this position, and it'll be interesting to see how Xbox fares Now they are at a crossroads. If Hybrid, I think has to do well. Phil Spencer says hardware is critical to Xbox, but no one really believes them when they say that. But I do think that they resign to the reality that a lot of people will be. A lot of console gamers do form a big bulk of their Game Pass subscribers, and a lot of
he's being loose with the word critical. It's essential. Hardware is an essential thing. It's a guaranteed 15 to 30 million customers, and people act like there's no reason to buy an Xbox, and next generation will be even less of a reason, but it's really not true. There are probably 15 million customers that will absolutely move forward because they have 15 to 20 years of games that are coming forward, and they're not going to leave that behind, or they're just like, I have to be on console. I don't want to be on PC or a tablet or a handheld or whatever. So it is an essential, but if he says critical, it probably means they can't just leave those people out of the equation. They need everything they can get. That's my translation of Phil saying that.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's a bit too early. It feels like Xbox don't want to be in this space, but they have to be in this space, in the hardware space. But I think the hardware space, if they're done correctly, can still make a dent. Now, you're successive generations into a PlayStation dominating the space. Now you've got Nintendo also, even though so there's again, I question how much Nintendo will actually be a threat to anyone, because a lot of people, you, Fonz, and Zorka are talking about the fact that you strongly believe that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be running third-party stuff really well and be where a lot of people buy their multiplats, and I still have a big question mark around that. I don't see them doing that.
We say that there will be much more third-party games on the new Nintendo Switch, on Nintendo Switch 2. Like right now, there is I'd say 5 to 10% of games actually go on the Switch. I think that number will go up significantly.
That will,
because of newer NVIDIA power and some DLSS stuff. That's what I'm predicting. So I think you're going to see some major publishers go, yes, we are going to make a Switch port this time. And that's a really good thing. I hope they do.
Yeah, they will do that. I'm pretty sure they will. They've even announced that they're working with a lot of third parties and third-party partners. They've announced they had an infographic with all the logos of everyone they're working out. They're actively seeking out third parties, which is an interesting strategy compared to what they were kind of more relaxed. Like, look, we're Nintendo. We're going to have Nintendo games. And yeah, we might have some third parties here. And now they're like, yeah, we need to do it. And I feel like Nintendo's kind of run out of ideas almost with their hardware, especially, which we're going to have a reveal next month in April. The deeper dive into the Switch 2. We didn't really talk about the Nintendo Direct. I want to quickly talk about, well, there's one title, which is a Metro Prime. Now, I know you've never played a Metro Prime game.
No, I haven't.
But I think you'd actually really enjoy Metro Prime 4 Beyond. It's very different. It's very different. I was watching this, and it kind of reminded me, well, this is Nintendo Switch, and it's not Switch 2, by the way. So yeah, if you might think, oh, the graphics look shit. For a Switch, it looks really good. Obviously, I was looking at this, and I'm like, yo, this still doesn't touch Halo 4 in the 360 gen. Remember the forest level, because it looks very similar to that. But you know, the Switch is a mobile grade, ancient bit of tech, so they're doing quite a bit with the Switch here. But this game, but you know, it's not just all about raw fidelity.
It does kind of look like Halo 3.
It does. Halo 4 is the little forest at the start, which is really cool. But Metroid is all about the music, the vibe. You go back. It's like Metroidvania. You go back to previous locations, unlock abilities, and it's a really good feeling. I wonder if you really enjoy it.
I probably would. I just don't have any interest in anything Nintendo does. It's kind of a good thing that there are plenty of games available to me that I just don't even look in the direction. Like nothing really catches my attention over there. But people love these titles, and I'm so happy they do.
No, they're really Metro Prime.
Like if you were going to tell me how much you enjoy Metro, I would say that's really great, and maybe Metroid, sorry, and maybe I should play it. But we have 3 Nintendo Switches in this house, and I'm never like take them over, and but I should.
Yeah, no, they're really good games, man.
I hear so.
I'm more excited about the Nintendo Switch 2, but I'm a bit disappointed about it seems like a conservative upgrade, because I think they've hit their ceiling on ideas for what the new Nintendo is going to be, and that's why they're reaching out to third parties, because it's like, all right, well, we kind of need to do that now, because Nintendo Switch was so unique and it had caught the zeitgeist of Sony people. Because instantly when we saw that thing, I was just like, yo, this thing is amazing. This is what the Wii U needed to be. It was just insta buy, and it was selling like mad. And
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people will be like, well, I don't know if it will sell loads, or this Nintendo, but I don't think it will. I question whether it will beat the Nintendo Switch numbers. I just don't feel like it will.
I wonder that as well. I don't know. Like, I wonder if some of the excitement of the Switch is lost on just getting a bigger one with more power that has the same form factor. I often wonder that. Like, is that gonna affect how well this Switch 2 does? I'm sure it's gonna fly off the shelves like crazy. I don't know that answer. I just would want to ask a lot of fans, like, are you as excited about this one as you were the last one? It's probably been halved, but I know the sales probably won't say that.
Yeah,
who knows, right?
I'm intrigued to see that. And you see the cap on. I like the controller that doubles up as a mouse. I think that's a very interesting kind of feature there. That's a really cool way of using the joypads as turning into a mouse, which also speaks to the times, really, where even Nintendo's courting a bit of that PC crowd with some kind of like PC mimicking capabilities with keyboards and mouse anyway. But yeah, so the industry's like just weird. You've got Sony dominating as always. You've got Nintendo dominating like crazy. But Sony's not going to have that kind of direct competition or any kind of real competition for Microsoft unless Xbox. Well, I don't see what they're going to do. So the only thing that Xbox can, this is why I really want a hybrid, because Xbox is the only player in the space that can kind of add some kind of, make Sony a little bit uncomfortable with a hybrid device. There's no other company. There's no Sega there that's going to jump into the hardware space. There's not going to be no one. PC is causing a lot of consternation for hardcore fanboys on the PlayStation camp, because for them now, with Xbox bowing out of direct competition, the PC guys getting definitive editions of PlayStation games is nightmare fuel, especially if it becomes day and date. So a lot of PlayStation guys I saw Blaze say I think they're gonna pull back PC support. I think they're gonna pull back PC support. I'm like, why would Sony do that when they have no real direct competitor for now?
They would never do that. Yeah.
Why would they pare it back? It would have to be something that was really causing them issues when they're desperate to. Well, on the one hand, they're saying that console games not enough. And they're desperate to now they're putting games on Nintendo, and you're going to say that we'll just pull back PC support. Why? Maybe I think the day and date thing may take longer than a lot of people think. I reckon if I'm Sony, I would not do day and date till at least after the PS6 is launched, maybe a year or two after. Have this one big hurrah with your PS6, knowing that potentially the hardware, the market has changed where everything is more platform agnostic. Have this one last hurrah because the PlayStation 6, the hardware is going to sell, and then ease into more day and date or more closer PC releases.
Did you see the report that Xbox's PlayStation ports, a bunch of them sold laughable, embarrassingly humiliating numbers? 137,000 people bought Hi-Fi Rush on PlayStation 5.
So what happened, PlayStation guys? I thought you guys buy. So where's Tony Palanco there? It's like, oh yeah, you guys buy your game. So why are you not buying Hi-Fi Rush?
I mean, you can use that as an argument that nobody wants Xbox games. Like, they had 2 million players. We never got sales because it shadow dropped on Game Pass, and Game Pass had, I don't know, 20 some million subscribers back then. So who knows? But I mean, that game is, Hi-Fi Rush is perfect for Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation fans, and nobody bought it on PlayStation. What was the other one? Age of Mythology had a really embarrassing number too. I think 40,000 people bought it or something. It's kind of crazy.
I think Hi-Fi Rush was a bit of a niche title. It's a music beat rhythm.
Vex said no one is buying Xbox games at full price. Oh, at the beginning of the show, we just showed you that people are buying the Ultimate Edition, and they're buying full-priced Xbox games now that they're coming to the platform. But that was the funny thing about me bringing this up now is it really depends on the game. Like, why did Xbox make Age of Mythology and Age of Empires? Like, nobody played those. And Pentiment had really low sales numbers as well. Nobody bought that. So
I don't think they expected Pentiment to be bought. That's mega niche.
But Sea of Thieves did. Mazertech says Sea of Thieves dominated the monthly charts for a month on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Or for for a minute maybe he said. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, but this whole who said that? But bruh, literally this week it was just Xbox games are dominant. Look at it here.
Everybody was reporting it.
Just type it. Xbox games are dominating the PlayStation Store charts. Why is that?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Xbox own games are topping PlayStation's.
Yeah.
Xbox games dominate PlayStation Store chart. Icon Era. Wait, go back. It says Icon Era. Gaz lies. hit back once. Icon Era's at the bottom middle.
How well have Xbox games been? Oh, but this is bullshit. I don't know why.
One day ago. It's undeniable. Xbox is. He was like.
Bruh. Thing is, Xbox 4. They're gonna do well. They're gonna when Doom comes out, they're gonna do well on PlayStation.
Cap chat says because they're starving over there.
They are starving. But they're gonna get what was that? What, Death Stranding 2? That comes out in June. I need to complete.
And then probably a new God of War spin-off. The God of War Pantheon game or whatever, which will be really, really good.
Pantheon.
And then Ghost of Yotai, which is going to be freaking awesome.
Yeah, so Ghost of Yotai is going to be confirmed this, I think this week that it's still in 2025, which makes me worried about GTA. I'm like, is GTA 5, GTA 6 not coming this year? Because I'm desperate for that to come out this year.
Well, Strauss Zelnick just said something about they're going to they're ramping up marketing for Grand Theft Auto really close to the window to generate a bunch of hype.
Is that what he said?
So maybe, yeah, he said that today. So
really?
Or yesterday. Yeah, I saw the report from GTA Countdown. It was an interview with like MSNBC or something.
Oh.
So they don't want to have this long tail of marketing for Grand Theft Auto 6, but I can't help but feel like the pessimist in me is like, they know it's not going to make it this year, or they know they probably need a delay, but if they say anything now, they have to deal with their stocks tanking for like a good part of the middle of the year.
Oh yeah,
which I don't blame them. But
Bro,
I don't know.
It's
really disruptive right now. Grand Theft Auto's existence is like not good for the industry.
No, it's great for the industry.
Which is horrible to say.
It's great for the industry. I don't give a shit about everyone else being scared in the wake of the monster that is GTA 6. So yeah, this is.
I mean, there's reports that studios may like suffer. They may tank. They may go out of business because of Grand Theft Auto's release.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Bro, come on.
I also don't feel like you need to move your game more than a month for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh yeah. Let me quickly read these super chats. Sorry, 1 second. I've got.
What's up, Subravian?
Bruv in the chat. Oh, nice. So Zito17 with the $3 super chat. PlayStation was third party and Black Myth, Money Hat, Ponies Cry More. Yeah, what happened with Black Myth, Wukong? That still hasn't appeared on PlayStation.
It was blocked.
Xbox.
I saw a report today. I don't know how true it is.
Blocked.
Let me see if I can find it. Blocked.
Face 23 Brooklyn, New York with the $20 super chat. Oh no, sorry, I've read this. Shabs with a 20 and a membership. Look at that little pink skull, looking sick. I'm late to the show. Eid Mubarak, Gaz. Eid Mubarak to you, bro. Gaz, and to those who celebrate, have a blessed stream and happy birthday, Gaz. Happy Easter, Colt. Shout out to Shabs. Shout out to everyone having a sick Eid. Eid Mubarak to everyone. I hope your Ramadan was fruitful with lots of blessings. Face 23 Brooklyn, New York goes, EA, Ubisoft, Capcom dominates PlayStation. Okay. Dominates PlayStation. Bashi Washi with a $2 super chat goes, happy Eid, you wanker. Xbox better, by the way. Is it? We'll find out. Thing is, Colt, we've got... you have got South of Midnight. We've got South of Midnight to play.
Yeah.
I've been hearing things about it. in the background. They're not exactly that. I'm gonna play it. Thing is, the April 3rd is the embargo.
Yes, I think so.
I'm not sure.
I think it is. Yeah.
I don't know when the embargo is. Quote me on that. But
yeah,
whenever the embargo gets released, you're going to see some South of Midnight reviews. I don't know. I'm going to play it. I haven't had a chance, but I wonder. I've heard some other people like. Some people like, it's really good. Some people think it's amazing, and then some people like, yeah. I feel like the combat of what I'm hearing might not be up to the memes. I've been saying this for ages. I have not played it. I mean, booted it up. I've installed it, but I need to play it. So I wonder what if you're gonna guess, and you haven't started playing it either, have you? You haven't even touched it. So you're allowed to comment on where you reckon this is gonna sit on a meta. I'm gonna do a bit of chat. South of Midnight poll. Where do you think Colt Eastwood? South of Midnight.
I don't even know if I don't even know if I should say, even though I haven't played it yet, but.
Oh, maybe. Okay, don't get in trouble.
Let me just say, I played the preview. I played the chapter 3. I have a preview video out. 22,000 people have watched it. Not a lot of excitement about watching a preview of Hands-On of South of Midnight. That I didn't like how you go into a battle arena and it's like, okay, time to fight. And when you're done, we'll let you back out in the world. There's no organic or emergent gameplay at all. Storytelling is really cool. The vibe is really good. The visuals are cool. But I didn't get to fight any bosses in that preview.
Oh, okay.
So
I reckon I have a feeling this should be a mid-70s game. I hope I'm wrong.
The last thing. Yeah,
you can't say anything.
I have no right to say, but Compulsion had some really cool magic with We Happy Few, but then the game kind of falls apart for me. So I was glad that they're making a third person, traditional looking game, I guess, like a gaming game, but we'll see. I've been playing Atomfall. I got Atomfall for review literally 2 days before embargo. And I'm like, and it was like the day before I left for Chicago and met Randall Thor 19 in person.
Oh yeah, how was that? Yeah. How was meeting Randall Thor 19?
Really weird.
What?
This is
what?
This, yeah. So I'm glad you asked me, because you and I met last year. Okay. You and I have been on camera like simultaneously for hours.
Yeah.
Hours and hours.
Yeah.
Now, I talk to Rand every day on the phone for an hour plus every day, talking about gaming, YouTube stuff, making fun of the way Zocker looks. Yeah, it's just whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so I know Rand, like we've been talking for 6 years. You and I have been talking for like 4 years, but we've been on camera together. So when I was so nervous when you showed up to actually pick me up, because
what do you think? I was gonna molest you?
Well, I was hoping, but when you showed up, like, you weren't just a bust. You weren't just like a torso and a head with hands. Like, it was the whole you. And it kind of sounds funny, but it's kind of surreal, because this is how we exist, like this. We're in a floating box.
Yeah.
Of course, I watched all the Sauce videos, so I know you have legs. But like when you're there, it's like, oh, but when you and I sat down in the car, it was like we went to high school together.
Yeah, man.
It was really weird. It's like, oh, we haven't really hung out since high school, and let's talk about the good old days, last month.
Yeah.
With Rand, I've only seen a picture of Rand from here up.
Yeah.
He's only taken a couple selfies. They're on Twitter, and then the infamous picture of him in 2016 at the E3 awards, or the E3 show, when he got the 1 million gamer score. There's a picture of Rand with like the little headset mic on, and we have memed that picture.
Yeah, that's
to every pixel of it, right? Yeah. We put him on all kinds of things, and sexy or not sexy, it's been amazing. But when Rand sat down and we started talking, it was like a picture came to life. It was so, and of course, I haven't seen many pictures of his big beard. I have a couple of them, but he has this big beard and his hair's down to like here, and he was talking, and that there was that voice I hear all the time that you guys hear on the podcast when you're trying to stay awake. And he just came to life. It was like someone like took AI and made his picture go. It was great. But Rand was like, I'll just come by for like maybe 10, 20 minutes. And he hung out for 5 hours. And we just talked and hung out. It was great.
Oh, really? Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah. Yeah. And Rand doesn't usually go out much, you know. He's, you know, since just before the pandemic, he kind of like hunkers down and gets his gamer score. And then the pandemic has kind of exacerbated that, where he doesn't go out and really do a whole lot. And he drove over and hung out at Holly's house with my wife and I and Holly, and we had pizza, and I made a mistake and we just talked. It was great. It's amazing to meet the people that you've been connected to with an internet connection. Did you go to his house, or he
came to somewhere else?
He came over to Holly's place.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay. That's wicked.
I'm gonna put my vote in since it's anonymous.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Bro, as you said that, the 70 to 79 went up to 40%. Colt Eastwood, did you vote at the 70 to 79?
What?
Everyone probably looked at that and went,
you have 200 people watching. How could my vote make any difference?
There was only 60 votes, so.
Hold on, Xbox is calling me. Hi. No, I know. I'm sorry. I know you guys have games.
Yo.
Put me on with Phil. Hold on.
I was like, I'm going to vote. And I just see it 70 to 79 goes. Yo.
Bring back the elusive yellow Metacritic. Xbox hasn't had one since Redfall.
Oh, shit.
I don't think.
Oh, shit. I'm going to play this game.
They haven't, have they, Gaz?
What?
They haven't had a yellow Metacritic in a long time.
Yellow meta? Oh, you mean the 70s? This is going to be one, I reckon. I have a feeling, man. A lot of people are glazing this a lot. I know there's like a lot of there's a loaded conversation with South of Midnight I'm not even going to wade into. But the whole, I feel like there's a massive lots of over conversation with this. And I really like, and I've said this before, I really want the studio to do well. Because, they got, with We Happy Few? Sorry, was it We Happy? With Compulsion. They impressed everyone with their art style, and ultimately the gameplay didn't turn out to be that great. And it would be a great success story for Xbox if they had funded and given this studio a second chance. So look, because not everyone smashes out the first time. You're very obviously creatively talented. Let's give you a second lease of life. And if South of Midnight is that, this is, they've talked about it. The developers have talked about how much Microsoft's giving them the money to create their vision, and this is their ultimate product. And if they don't smash it out of the park, or not even smash it, they don't deliver a great or good game that matches the the hype or matches the visual fidelity and of it, and they falter again on gameplay, then I'm gonna merc them. I'm just gonna be like, yo, right, well, okay, you're very creative, talented people, but when it comes to gameplay, you seem to struggle. Again, I haven't even played it. This is just one element of it. If I feel like where it's gonna end up, it ends up that way, and I'll be like, well, sorry guys, Compulsion, you got a second chance, and your gameplay is lacking. Maybe perhaps you become a support studio on creative side of things and help other studios in terms of that kind of stuff.
That's a good shout.
You could do that. But you're not
we can
really
use you to make trees.
Yeah, exactly. Go work on Fable and make some trees. Or I could be very wrong here in my guesstimation, because I am putting myself in the 70 to 79 bracket. Or it could be really good. And then that would be like, well, there you go. Compulsion Games, they got this.
I could see story being really good in this game. I could see the story and the tone being really enjoyable.
Story's one thing, bro. The gameplay, that's where Undead, We Happy Few faltered, mate.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, you could, Walking Dead. No, that's where it faltered there. And I was just like, you got to do the gameplay right. It depends. It depends on the type of game. The thing is, the Ninja Theory, they tend to get away with being weaker on the gameplay front. And then having this kind of psychological terror thing. So maybe if the story elements of this game and the way they've approached it are really good, it can make up for gameplay, but that's not ideal. That's not ideal. So I didn't let Ninja Theory get away with it, but and I don't know why.
Yeah.
They should get away with it. But I mean, I'm excited. I'm gonna go play it. Tomorrow's Eid, so I won't be able to play it. But till April 3rd, that's where, or assuming that's the embargo date, I need to check. I will play it, and I will try not to talk about it early about my impressions. Just look at my eyes. But yeah, so we've got a poll here.
You're so bad at that. Like you've got. I'm going to play poker with you, even though I don't even need to know how to play poker properly. And Gaz will be like,
"Oh, I'm a troll when it comes to poker. I'm a troll when it comes to poker. I'll tell you. Listen, chat. Listen, who does that for you? Who does that for you? Gives you a little bit of glimpse. You know, some people are like, oh well, I can talk about it because they're under an NDA. And I'm on the limit of it. Just like, yeah. I haven't even played it.
In other words, you're just like, let me just break all the rules because I don't have to worry about it.
I'm not breaking the rules at all. I haven't even played the game. I don't even know anything. Well, I've just heard from other people. I'm very polar opposite. That doesn't even help anyone. And you can see on social media, a lot of people are like just hyping it up. So it is what it is. I'm going to see. I'll be interested. But yeah, it could be Xbox's first yellow game if you count Metacritic in that sense. I don't think it's going to do massive harm. Whether or not Xbox has Doom, are we expecting that to be a yellow game? Nope. Please, if that happens,
Doom will probably get it'll probably get like a 72 or something.
No, it won't.
Yeah,
Doom won't get 72. Shut up. This could be a Doom that could
tomorrow.
hit a 90s.
I need to make I got to make my hands-on preview video of Doom tomorrow. I already made the thumbnail. I'm excited about making that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to play it, man. You were loving it. Oh, you allowed to say that? Oh shit. Come on, man. Everyone knows you're gonna love Doom, man. Doom is Doom.
I mean, it's a joke that if you went and played a game like Doom, that you probably were having a good time. Probably, I would assume.
There you go, chat. You get.
What do I know?
Doom's gonna be killer, man. 90+ meta. You heard it here first, bro. Well,
it's really woke though. Super woke.
Super woke. Just like Sir Bravian. I have a damn question. What's the question, Sir Bravian? What the hell do we get? When do we get Dishonored 3? Nobody cares. When do we get Dishonored 3? Rambling Entertained with a 5. Bro, if GTA 6 doesn't sell 20 million units by the end of the year, I'm going to take a dump over the entire industry for being run by pussies. I'm pretty sure. Well, 20 million is a big number, but I wouldn't even be surprised. Well, it depends on when it launches in the year. But you know that must piss people off so much. All the other studios, like when Strauss Zelnick said, well, we're going to do a very close marketing run. It's like, we can't even plan our release of our games because you're going to have a short window of marketing. So we'll have 3-month window to rejig our plans, potentially delay the game. Nightmare for you.
I need to know when I'm taking a week off of work.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine I don't care, man. I'm selfish. GTA 6 is going to take... If you haven't seen my video, go check it out. Check it out.
Yes, good one.
Yeah, please do. Shabs Inevitable there. Sweet Baby Inc. worked on South of Midnight. Yes, Shabs, they did. They did. And I'm not a fan of Sweet Baby Inc. I know they're... Whatever.
Only 2 people are.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And Black Viking is one of them. You just see his tweet, he's like, yes! He did. It was just like, Sweet Baby rule. I'm like, BK, I know you work for Microsoft now. Do you have to be a full-on show to that degree? I liked him. I still like him. But yeah, I'm not a fan of SBI, but I don't think I'm worried about, I think...
My little Doug eyes are blinking right now.
Guys, stop talking about it. But I'm not worried about the whole woke shit with...
You know what? What's great is back in 2021 or 2022 when you and I on the show together, I was really kind of a tight A when it came to what we talked about and trying to be really careful about, about saying things that were, I don't know. It's just funny how much has changed, because I was like, I wanted this professional podcast. And you came in and you're like,
I love it, man. I knew it inside you. When I started chatting to you in the background, I was like, yo, Colt is hilarious, man. I want to see the real Colt. I want people to see the real Colt. And I know.
Hey, we got our flowers. We were notorious for being the doomers before the word was even invented. being the doom and gloom about Halo. Delay Halo, delay Halo. Virginity is cool. Virginity is cool. And we were like, delay Halo. And by the end, dang, were we right. They should have delayed that sucker.
Oh my god, there's so many things about that. Like, even in my 2022 video about Phil Spencer, I was like, if you know exclusives are the way forward, and then you cement yourself in this game, if you're not going to do exclusive, what's your position in this space? And I maintained that position with my Xbox. So a lot of people think, like, mistake my mocking of PlayStation fanboys, because PlayStation community is the most dog shit community in gaming. It's fact. Like the biggest...
they really are. They're really the worst gaming community on the planet.
That's the biggest rejects and losers. Like, literally. Like, I was working on my source video. I was just collating stuff, and I was like, every single one of them. Like, I've given so many chances to all of you, but in some way you're so. I mean, we're not perfect. Like Colt Eastwood had his. I'm toxic.
Yep.
Anyway,
I've done a couple toxic things that keep me up at night. Sure. Yeah.
We all know which one you're talking about.
And I gave quite an apology, but it doesn't fix it. But man, they are the worst. The things that I told one guy the other day that called me this vile stuff just because I liked something that he didn't. And he was calling me this vile stuff, and I said, "Hey, your dad left his boxers in my truck last night." And the PlayStation fans were sharing that like I was toxic. I'm like, I slept with your dad. What is the big deal? Well, my dad's not around anymore. Well, dig him up. We'll have another run at him.
Oh,
no, I don't really mean
God.
that.
Oh my god!
These guys are so toxic, man. I didn't say. No, I didn't say that. But I did say your dad left his boxers in my truck because everyone's like, "Oh, I had your mom last night." I'm like, no, that's not right.
Bruv, the people that they hang around with, Icon Air is the biggest toilet people out there.
Yeah, Mazer Tech. That was my. Oh no, it's Alex Q.
That's it's Alex.
I got that one from. Yeah, I got that one from Alex.
Bro, the doxing, the fake copyright stuff, the racism, constant, and both sides.
Death threats. Yeah.
Both scams do that, but the
ratio threats.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, they're pretty horrible.
Yeah, but my point was, like, just because I go hard on PlayStation, don't think that I'm like evangelizing what Xbox is. I still maintain my position. I don't know what the hell Xbox think they're doing in this space, but at the same time, I'm just excited about some kind of change, and I feel like the status quo can't persist. I feel like Microsoft's taken over anyway, so
yeah, the
idea of these mavericks at Xbox, like because that's what it started off as. There's a group of led by James Allard, like especially in the 360 gen, made this like pissed off Bill Gates, and now it's quite funny that we're now going the other way, where we are kind of hoping for a Windows integration with a console. We celebrated James Allard doing something different. The times are different because the PC is now huge. People are going to PC, and now we want something different. Xbox has the opportunity to change that. Will they change it? I remain very skeptical. I'll be shocked if they do something, but they did it in the 360 gen minus the red ring. They had a really good, compelling bit of hardware that led and made Sony copy the formula with party chat, with more consumer, developer-friendly build as opposed to versus cell architecture, with all sorts of stuff, achievements that they just copied as trophies. They were so intuitive in both hardware and software design, so there was that capability there. But hopefully we'll see that happen. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where Xbox is going to be that way. What else have we covered? I think we've covered everything. What else was there? I mean, I've been away for last week. It was Assassin's Creed. What else was there? There's nothing much there. I haven't really talked about many game titles. South of Midnight we can't really talk too much about, even though we've tried, because we've got the embargo to contend with. What else is there?
I'm looking right now.
I don't think there's much. What's up, Epic Treasure? Good to see you. I think that's it, really. Keep it nice and concise. Although YouTube doesn't like 3-hour less shows. If you do anything less than 3 hours, YouTube does not push it. I've noticed that with podcasts.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I would die. It's it gets late for Mag, but and he works early in the morning. But there is the controversy about, can PlayStation or will PlayStation find a way to block Steam?
Oh yeah.
So Xbox fans cannot play PlayStation games, and I'm standing on the I'm standing on the answer that they can't, and they probably won't. I really don't think they can. It looks like, according to the terms of service on Steam, the only way I don't think they can, because Valve doesn't allow blocking specific platforms or hardware IDs. Like, people are like, yes, they can. All these like quasi developers or people who are in software development across social media are like, all they have to do is look at the hardware ID or whatever, or look at the API. And Tom Warren's like, he doesn't think this thing that Xbox is running is going to be an API. I don't know how it couldn't be an API, so I don't really agree with Tom Warren fully yet. So I think it has to be an API. But Valve doesn't allow you to block your game on their platform, because somebody who works at Xbox told me that PlayStation sold those games to Valve. Once they sell them there, it's out of their hands. All they do is sit back and collect a check. So
let me do a poll
when it comes to like their position of power on where that game goes. So the only way to get Xbox guys to stop playing PlayStation games on an Xbox device in the future is to remove it from Steam, or require it only to be a Linux version of the game, so it bypasses the new Windows Xbox hybrid PC console. They would never do that to millions of fans who own like Spider-Man 2 or want to buy Ghost of Yotai on there and say, oh, by the way, if you want this, you have to sign into a PSN ID and you have to run the Linux version. So virtual machine your PC so you can play it. So I've given you several reasons why I don't think they're even going to bother to block them. Somebody can correct me that knows way more than I do.
I've known how Sony conduct itself in this space. You've just seen Sony be so trivial that they're releasing Everybody Loves Golf and Patapon 1 and 2 on Nintendo, and big middle finger to Xbox.
Yep.
Despite Xbox
being... Let me ask you this.
Please, sir.
Well, since you're diving into that ever so slowly, I want to ask you guys in front of your audience, pretend you're PlayStation business.
Yeah.
And I ask you as a games journalist, why did you put Everybody's Golf on Xbox if you're willing to put it everywhere? Now you have to give an official response that goes on record to the media and everyone. Now be careful, Gaz, the PlayStation business leader. Don't sound petty or trivial. Why did you not put Everybody's Golf on Xbox when you put it everywhere else?
We are a marketer to device that extract a maximum value. Sorry, I have to spit it out. You're so like, what?
Golf free. Takamura of him. Cyberpunk.
They'll give some like a bullshit response like, oh my shit, my TV that's running OBS shut down because it's running on an OLED. What the fuck?
Oh.
Because it automatically shuts down.
How do you say that without sounding like a jerk or trivial and petty? Like, what's the answer?
Good question. And I would say we'll just be a bit more purposeful in the platforms we're targeting. And I think the Nintendo Switch is, in particular, be a very good home for a title like this.
Okay, I like this so far.
And essentially, that's not too far away from the truth, because Everybody Loves Golf. It's going to be a title that you probably, if you released it at the same time as the PlayStation version, it might actually end up selling more on Nintendo. And Patapon 1 and 2, because they're more handheld devices, and they could say that in their statement. It's like, because Nintendo is more of a handheld device, Everybody Loves Golf and Patapon 2 lend themselves more to mobile gaming, and that's why we leaned into supporting the Nintendo. It's not that we were looking to exclude Xbox. I just felt like this is where these games actually would perform well. There's a synergy with the type of game that they are, and it's why Lego, for instance,
it's got little kids on the cover, so
exactly.
It's perfect for Switch.
It's more for your younger audience. It's a lot of
I've said it in a worse way in 2017. I'll keep it at that.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was that title. Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh man. Cancelled. I
followed up with a apology 20 minutes later. Yeah.
We've got PlayStation didn't block their games on Steam Deck, says Rambling Entertain. Slightly different scenario, because I think the only scenario where Sony will actually care to block the Xbox hybrid playing PlayStation games is particularly the launch of this thing, and then the thing's starting to do really well, and Microsoft starts to lean in on the marketing of it, and people start to imagine this really well designed hybrid console that seems to really like now caught the zeitgeist. People are talking about, oh, you can play PlayStation games on this new Xbox. Oh, it's like a PC thing.
Yeah.
It's selling. Pre-orders are going crazy, and PlayStation would I could see them just pull it. I'm like, nah, we can't let that happen, because now you are eating into. We're basically losing a bit of the console market. Because remember, hybrid is still a console. That's the thing. It bridges. It's like it's sitting in the middle space between console and PC. And I cannot see Sony trying to just allow that to happen. The Sony that I know, that I have seen do business from the PlayStation 1 days, is ruthless. Now, the reason why they don't even bother returning, you see that you think there's a little bit of honor, like, oh, you've given us Forza Horizon, we'll let you play Everybody Loves Golf, that nobody gives a shit about, on your Xbox, but they don't even care to do that. Now, what I will say is, this isn't just the end of it. You're gonna see, Astrobot may have sold 2 million or whatever, 1.5, whatever the numbers are. Now they're being lumped in with box sale. They're bundling them with PlayStations, because I don't think they sold as well as, well, they typically don't perform like your PlayStation bangers. But Astrobot would sell a lot on the Nintendo Switch.
It would be a weird game on a Nintendo Switch where you're literally building a PS5.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it will happen. That's why I don't think it would happen.
Yeah,
I don't think
that game is
just
going to stay on
either.
PS5.
Yeah, I don't think it's coming on PC.
Yeah, same.
Either.
I agree.
It doesn't make sense.
I can understand why. There's a couple reasons. Astrobot doesn't need to go anywhere else. It sold 1.5 or 2 million copies and cost so. It already made its money back very quickly, so they don't need to. And if the studio and PlayStation are like, that's kind of weird to put it somewhere else. You're building a PS5, and most of those games that are referenced in there are not available on Switch.
Yeah.
It could be like an advertisement to go buy a PS5, but it doesn't really work that way. So I can understand them saying, oh, we'll just leave it where it is. It's good. It's done great. It's fine. Leave it alone. I'm fine with that. But I think in the future, PlayStation will be very choosy about which games they decide we're going to go ahead and put that on the Switch very, very soon. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's not like Xbox's third party. It's a PlayStation third party where they pick and choose, like Japan Studios' old outlier. Like those kind of games, like that Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush would be a perfect game that could come out on the Switch.
How about this? I wouldn't be surprised if we see an Uncharted trilogy collection on the Switch too.
That'd be really good.
That would be perfect.
That'd be really good. You could have Crash. The Crash. I'm thinking of the old Naughty Dog. Xbox owns that now. Not Naughty Dog.
No, they got so mad.
Jack and
Take that off of there. I would make those graphics with all of Xbox first party characters. Take it off.
Ratchet could do
Take it off. That's...
What if Ratchet came out? Ratchet Rift Apart comes to the Switch too. That could be big.
Ratchet needs to go to the Switch because that game,
that
game probably didn't sell very well, but it probably still made its money back.
Yeah, I don't think it did terribly, but I think it was more on the lower side of PlayStation games. That could do well. And I don't, even if they do release on the Switch, I mean, if they do release on Switch, I think it's a big signal anyway. The truth that we know that the industry has kind of changed, and that statement alone will just set off PlayStation. It's not changed. Even though PlayStation games are coming out, it's only Everybody Loves Golf and Patapon. And PlayStation Day and Day is not gonna happen, even though almost every single freaking PlayStation game, minus a couple, are not on PC. Like
the majority of them go on PC because they're majority of them are service games, or they're day and date there. So
it's just a weird one. I wonder where the industry is going with it. But the thing is, PlayStation holds the cards there, so I don't think people need to commit to a narrative that's set in stone. I don't think day and date is happening straight away. If I'm Sony, I will take my time with it. You can take liberties with that. You're doing well. You're number one. Yeah, the revenues are. It's tough because expenses are spiraling. I wonder, and then I think the PlayStation consoles need to have a price reduction, man. Because
no, they won't.
Well, the tariffs and stuff is going to make it even harder.
No, I mean they're killing it as is with the price hike. Why would they reduce the price of them?
Yeah.
No way. Yeah, they're going to continue to be super expensive because money. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them. I probably would too if I was running that business. I would keep them right where they are at the sweet spot. They're selling like hotcakes and they're making tons of money.
Be interesting to see. This is what I'm saying. So Xbox 2027 is when we're seeing the next Xbox, right? So 2026 is when you'll start. Next year is when you start to see talk about the new bit of hardware. PlayStation will be 2028, maybe even longer. Doesn't need to be.
For what, PS6?
Mm-hmm.
Now the rumor is 2027.
For PS6?
There was like a little bit of a leak. Yeah, I made a video about the PS6 because
what?
There's some things that pointed to. I'll look it up. There's some things that pointed to PS6 coming out in 2027.
2027 from PS6. Are you sure, bro?
Yeah.
2027.
Hold on. 2027. Yeah.
God, I'm King with a
PS6.
$2 shout out to you, man. Because if Xbox is Win 32-bit,
Here it
Sony
is.
can't block. I've seen a lot of that. God, Emperor Sofa King. If it's like Windows 32-bit based stuff, Sony can't block it if it's basically a Windows OS. I don't know. I don't profess to know, but I find it very difficult to imagine PlayStation wouldn't have a say in that.
Kepler L2, who is a trusted leaker that reports on NVIDIA and AMD hardware, he is a NeoGAF leaker, but he's on Twitter and he just covers everything. He's not a PlayStation guy. He covers mostly PC hardware. He says Sony's next console is already deep in development, so much that it'll reportedly complete what is known as processor development as AO tape out by the end of the year, which is 2025 when this is reported. This is about 3 months ago. Typically, a tape out on an upcoming PlayStation console has occurred roughly 2 years before the machine's inevitable release. This means that the processor design is finalized by the end of 2025, like these reports seemingly indicate. A PS6 early release, a release as early as 2027 could be possible. I built that video based off of all this information from Kepler. So yeah, it's very possible that PS6 and Xbox Series Next are 2027.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. And it was like clickbait. And I have the source in there, clickbait. And they look at Kepler's, his track record, and they're like, clickbait. It's like, be excited. Be excited. If it doesn't, if 2027 summer comes around and you don't see a showcase for the PS6 and go, dang it. But like, that's how people are these days. Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. And
well, it's interesting.
It's just video game stuff.
It's interesting you say 2027 because what we had this week actually was our good friend Jason Schreier. He was talking about the fact that he was talking about the fact that you won't see the next Witcher game and Intergalactic by Naughty Dog until at least 2027. Here, I found it here on the things.
The things.
Bloomberg's Jason Schreier says Witcher 4 and Intergalactic Harry Potter are set to release in 2027 or later. I'm pretty sure I said that they were going to be very early teasers. Neither of those games will be out next year. I had this comment that pissed some people off. So Naughty Dog would have basically sat out the entirety of this generation without releasing a new game. Obviously, Factions got cancelled and that set them back. And apparently this yesterday or today we found out that Naughty Dog are also working on another title that's not Intergalactic, which is interesting to know. That means that they I don't know if that started or when that work started, but that means they've sat out the entirety of gen. CD Projekt Red also to a certain degree, but CD Projekt Red also released Phantom Liberty, which is a big chunky bit of DLC, and they completely gutted out Cyberpunk and almost made it a new game. So they've been a lot more busy visibly. But yeah, Intergalactic might come out then. If you're saying 2027 for the PS6, could be a launch title for the PS6, which would do major numbers. If it wasn't for that Zionist piece of shit, I would really buy Intergalactic. I think it's going to be a great game. I feel like it's going to be an epic game, but I can't support that.
Great playing game. I hope the story doesn't just give me diarrhea.
Yeah.
Like The Last of Us 2 just made me just feel awful all the time.
I feel like I would enjoy
I like the sci-fi thing.
the story, but well, I would enjoy the story minus the propaganda laced in it. But I like the darker story. I like on the premise of it that them killing Joel, but I don't know if I like the way they killed Joel. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. I don't know. We're coming to the stage where we're going to see PlayStation's going to loosen. You're talking about their roadmap, and I mean, to be honest, this generation for me, PlayStation has been very lackluster. We're in 2025 now. They had their early cross-gen phase. I think Returnal for me, if you ask me a good PlayStation game, I just say Returnal. And Demon Souls, the remake, which I need to play properly. The rest of it's been really dry, but then we're going to get Soros.
Dang,
which is going
I'm trying to think of what I played in the PS5 generation that I absolutely loved.
I liked Astrobot.
It's kind of been tough.
Fire.
Yeah, Astrobot. Yeah, absolutely. Astrobot, I loved.
I would give that an 8.
Sure.
Out of 10. I think that was a good game. Well, I don't give scores actually. I should have said that because it was 8. But Astrobot's a decent game.
You don't give scores, but you were trying to get me to give a score on a game I haven't even played yet. You son of a biscuit.
In my reviews, but I always get like if people ask me like, where do you think, then I'll give it a score. But people don't understand.
I like when our buddies go to the movies. Or like, yeah, I saw a new movie, Working Man, with Jason Statham. I give it a 7.2. I'm like, you're not a movie critic. I don't want to hear what your number is. Shut up.
0.2. No, I don't know. PlayStation for me this generation has been like Xbox as well has been pretty.
Well, most of their games we played in the PS4 generation, so it's been kind of rough. I did not like Spider-Man 2.
I'm not even.
And not because I'm an Xbox
2.
fan. I just didn't like it. I
like
loved Spider-Man
1.
2018.
I thought it was so boring. I think Ghost. So these are I'm actually excited about what's coming for PlayStation. Wolverine.
Oh, Sackboy Big Adventure is their best game. Besides Astrobot, yeah.
Wolverine's gonna be good.
Sorry,
I reckon.
Yeah, Wolverine be awesome.
I hope they smash it out tonally. I think that's sounding really good on paper. Soros, I'm really looking forward to. In fact, I might even just borrow my mate's PlayStation just to play that. Make it day and date for God's sake. Ghost of Yota is gonna be really good. Although it's a game I can wait to play, so I'm not like dying to play it because I played Ghost of Tsushima this gen and it was really nice. What else? Intergalactic I'm not going to play, even though I think it's going to be a great game, so that's just a me problem. Marathon I'm still excited about. I'm cautiously optimistic about. I'm not even optimistic. I do want it to be good, but the fanboy in me would love the source of it flopping, but at the same time I actually do want Marathon to be good. But it doesn't compare to what Xbox is going to. So Doom is like a recent thing. So people are like, okay, that's really a thingy game, id game, whatever. But that's the game. But Perfect Dark, I need that to be good, man. State of Decay.
Yeah.
State of Decay.
I've been thinking about that one a lot lately.
State of Decay.
No, Perfect Dark. I covered it in my weekly news video the other day, and I was watching the gameplay, and I'm like, just kind of. It can sort of look like I don't know, just like a first-person shooter.
Nah.
But I love the parkour element stuff, and I hope it does more. Like
I think it will do more.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's going to be really good because it's Crystal Dynamics. It's Daryl Gallagher. He rebooted the Tomb Raider series, did the first one. That's amazing. I'm just kind of being cautiously optimistic about some things that I don't, who knows right now, right?
I'm not that worried about Perfect Dark. I think it looks like such a unique game. Unique first person. Even Perfect Dark Zero, like, okay, and I know it wasn't close to the legendary Perfect Dark games of the N64, but even that had its own unique vibe, and I kind of enjoyed it. Obviously, the multiplayer wasn't all that great, but it had something there. But Perfect Dark, I think is going to be really good. I think I don't see any game like that. I don't see any game that looks like that. I think they've taken their time with this game, man, like for a long time.
It's taken like 8 years with it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I just want it to be good. So I'm really excited about what they do with that. I think Perfect Dark's gonna be great. I think Gears of War's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Perfect Dark just looks so cool, man. Like very, I just, and I think people are going to be a little bit shocked by, you know, the scanning element of it. And then later on at the end of the trailers, what the interesting bit is when they go through that portal, there's almost like a interstellar vibe, like, oh shit, now we're going to go to the, so I'm like, there's a lot of room to like, for it to be pretty cool with it and surprise with the story. You get your Mirror's Edge kind of parkour element. I mean, I loved a Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, and Dying Light, you know, Dying Light 2, like,
I still need to play
even
Dying Light 2,
more
man.
so of that, yeah.
Me and you need to do that. We had such a good, bro. If we streamed that session, it would have been, people would love it. It was actually so much fun.
When we played Dead Island 2?
Sorry, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so funny, man. You know what? We might actually.
Such a great game.
Should do that.
You know, that's like a 76 on Metacritic or something on OpenCritic.
Really? It's
Dead
such
Island
a good
2.
game. It's such a good game.
Yeah, the game's really good. It just goes to show you that the bar's been raised and expectations are so high.
Yeah.
Vons goes, you Ghibli boys still on?
Fonz,
Studio Ghibli.
Fonz, are you doing your show? Because I can lead the audience into your show in a bit. You just wrapped his show?
What? He says you two fruitcakes are still holding each other here. Absolutely, we are. We were spooning it.
Yeah, I can't believe you're still. Oh shit, that's crazy. He did his show? That's weird.
I already went to the bathroom while you were talking. You didn't even notice I was gone. No, I didn't.
Yeah, just you piss in a bowl. But yeah. But you know, State of Decay 2, I think is going to be State of Decay 3. Sorry,
3.
It's going to be amazing. I sat out on State of Decay 2 because I was really disappointed. This is basically the first game. I can't even tell the difference. And then they did that graphics update. But the game itself was in scope very narrow. If you follow the development of it, they've apparently going to go for the blue sky. So State of Decay 3 has another big potential. Gears of War, huge. Like everything on paper that I wanted Gears to do could be massive. A lot of people are saying that it's going to be a end of 2025 thing. Where does this come from? Is this
Tom Warren? Tom Warren is like really kind of doubling down or continues to repeat it. That he's hearing 2025, but then I heard kind of recently that maybe it's slipping to 26.
2025 is too early for, especially with GTA. It's very stupid to release it. There's no need for it. There's no need to release it.
By the way, I do not believe for a second that Fable moved out of the way of Grand Theft Auto 6. You don't walk in January or February, I think it's February of the year, and say we're not going to be able to make it this year. I think they knew they needed more than, the 9 months to launch that game. So if they're like, we're moving into 2026, I bet that game is a holiday or later in the year in 2026.
Yeah.
Don't believe people when they're like, yeah, they're probably shooting for early spring for Fable. They wouldn't have said that. They would have waited until they knew they were do or die. And they don't know when Grand Theft Auto's releasing. Playground and Xbox don't know. So.
Well, I mean, what's happening in 2026? What's coming out in 2026 is big. I think X-Men's going to come out. No? The Wolverine, sorry.
X-Men?
Sorry, Wolverine.
Oh, Wolverine? Oh, 2026. Sorry. Yeah, probably Wolverine.
Fable.
I don't know what else. Fable.
That'd be interesting because you're going to have the Game of the Year contenders are going to be 2026 can be a bitter one between Xbox and PlayStation because you're going to have Gears of War, you're going to have Fable, you're going to have
I don't know if Gears is a Game of the Year material type game.
What? You don't think that's going to be?
I mean, Gears 5 didn't even get a nomination.
Yeah, but Gears 5.
I thought it was great.
It's not a nomination worthy.
I thought it was great.
Nah, no way. No way.
Mosam Bag says, you sipping pony tears? With ice.
All the time, Mozambique. Assalamualaikum, bro.
They cry. They cry so easily. I don't know why.
No, man.
They cry so much. Audience. Wonderful audience. Hit the like button if you're still here.
Smash
it. Great. No, they cry so much that they project their emotions onto people like me or Gaz. They think we're crying about Xbox putting their games other places. They think we're crying about Xbox not selling consoles. I don't give a flying crap how many consoles they sell. One. Ooh, look at that freaking bottle. Holy crap.
You bought it like a beast.
They're used to crying, so they think everyone else cries.
Even the internet knew he was lying, that he just EXE'd
them. What's that?
Oh, sorry, you bought it as soon as you were saying that. Oh, my battery's running
The internet.
Yeah.
Real men cry, Cole. Absolutely, I will cry. I will cry when I play South at midnight.
Can you talk to the chat while I change my battery? You're on screen right now. Bam.
Okay. Remember back in the early 2000s when everyone bam when as an exclamation mark because of that guy Emeril Lagasse on the Food Network? Well, today you can expand your vocabulary to use more adjectives, exclamations, and swear words, and you can say things without getting canceled. Welcome to Colt Eastwood's I Know How to Talk seminar. No, I don't know. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I hate it when people are like, bam! I'm like, all you did was put your car keys down and said, that you filled up your gas tank. Stop it. That's like Phil Spencer. Bam! High five. Benjamin. Bam! See you at Thieves DLC. Yeah.
But as I was saying, 2026 is going to be a very bitter, it could be a good rivalry between Xbox and PlayStation, because you've got Soros coming out, you've got Wolverine coming out. Soros. And I don't think Bathada. Shout out to Tim Dog. We've got those two games, and is there anything else from PlayStation coming out next year? That's like 90% of their roadmap. Should I feel like what else?
I have hold on. I have the roadmap graphic and all. That way, we're not missing anything.
By the way, 71% of people think that Sony cannot block the Steam on Xbox.
How many percent?
71%.
Yeah, I don't think they can. I think you guys are probably close to right. Now, of course, everyone's like, will they try or do they want to? Of course. It is funny. It's like everybody's golf. I don't want to get back into it, but they could have said the cost to make an Xbox port, go through all the certification. We don't see it as an offset to how many would sell on there, kind of like you said. Their roadmap is Lost Soul Aside, which is pretty cool, like Souls-like game. Midnight Murder Club, which is going to tank their scores. Marathon is probably next year. In fact,
Marathon next year.
I can't say.
Why?
Marathon's probably next year or this year.
Next year.
No, just scratch that. I didn't say anything.
Wait, hold on. Oh shit, my
Fair Games. They have Fair Games coming out. Fair Games is going to be. They wish that didn't exist. Jade Raymond's like wonderful Fortnite meets Saints Row meets Payday, a game you never wanted.
What, Marathon's not next to 2020? You think it's 2026?
Could be, but it could be this year.
I think people are expecting it 2026, 25, but so they'll have Ghost of Yotai, they'll have Death Stranding, which is a big one, and they'll have Lost Soul Aside. I get those two. I've made not by their first
and
party,
Midnight Murder Club.
What the hell is that? What is Midnight Murder Club? What is this?
Midnight
game?
Murder
Who
Club
made
is
it?
like an asymmetrical first-person horror multiplayer type game that is bombing on Steam right now in early access, and PlayStation decided to publish it.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Hold on, somebody's calling me. Stop console warring? Okay, all right, bye. That was my mom.
That was your mom. Oh shit.
Colty, stop it. No, here's the Midnight Murder Club. Yeah, absolute crap.
I don't remember.
It's not.
This.
PlayStation isn't making it. It's a first party game. The PlayStation fans begged me to add this to the roadmap because the roadmap was so dry compared to Xbox. They're like, Lost Soul Aside and Midnight Murder. Because that's how they talk. All of them. They all talk. Cole, you need to add Midnight Murder Club. I'm like, the what now? And I look it up like, oh, I'm gladly adding this to the first party list. You begged, you get it.
You're so toxic, man.
You know, they went. Hold on, my mom just texted me. What's that other one? That Quantum Zero or Quantum Error dev is like working on another game, and the PlayStation guys were like, "You need to add the Quantum Error game.
Oh
it's
my
exclusive."
God. Do you really want to die on that hill? Just like that's Quantum Error. The fact that they still vouched for that because the Quantum Error devs were making fun of. They're just leaning in on It goes to show that the PlayStation.
Console warring.
Yeah. But the PlayStation zealous are such, and not just any console wars, It's the lowest of the lowest of the crumb side of these absolute freaking doxing weirdo Star Wars crew. They're like the generic Aaron guy.
You want proof? Remember, you and I had on Joe from Hypercharge on the show together. We interviewed him. Never console ward. The game was only coming to Xbox first and PlayStation later. Never console ward when they were sharing their game and hyping it up and marketing it. The toxic PlayStation fanboys absolutely decimated him and his team for a year.
Yeah.
Because it was one game, like, how dare you? How dare you skip our platform?
JayTechTV was on the front
I'm trying to play Doom.
Oh my god, JayTech will never live that down. Plus the dick pics and stuff.
Yeah, Chris Hansen walks in and goes, let's take a look at your controller. Why don't you have a seat?
Oh my god.
We got some Mike's Hard Lemonade here and 8 condoms, huh?
Oh
I'm not very good at Doom. Not all that. I'm it's like Uncharted. Colt Eastwood, that's how he calls me. Colt Eastwood. Colt Eastwood is out here lying. Colt Eastwood. I'm being toxic. I'm just having fun. Sorry, we're nobody's here. It's fine. We're not even live.
Oh, poor JayTech.
Hold on, my wife's calling me. I should go? Okay.
Oh shit, man.
Back when you and I first started podcasting, she would text me sometimes. Stop it!
I remember. She's given up now.
And then it took like a year to wear her down to where she just got used to you and I like going. It was great.
Oh my days, bro.
Oh, my watch came off. Yeah, it was great.
Oh shit.
Game
man.
adaptation newscast goes, Colt never talks like this on his show. But I do. I've like lately it's been really great with Meg and I. Like Meg's like, what the crap, Colt? Because he's like, Colt's been telling me for months, keep it clean. He'll say shoot, say that, like say that safe word. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, Meg, it's okay. It's all right.
Oh man.
Bro, JayTech got decimated by the internet. That was so great.
Bro, I mean,
oh my gosh. He thought he was Nathan Drake with a Doom helmet on.
that was so bad.
Help me, I'm pinned down over here, Sully, help me.
He's the reason I actually reinstalled freaking Doom again on PC, and I'm starting to play it again. I spent so long. I'm doing the campaign again. I'm just like, how can he play so badly? He's the reason actually I reinstalled it. I had it on Bethesda launcher, and I just got it. I had to try and migrate it to Steam, which is a nightmare. But oh man.
When I was at the Doom preview event, Marty Stratton was like, hey, you're not going to play this game like JayTech, are you? And I'm like, no, I'm pretty good.
That's so
No, he
deep.
didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Oh, that'd be amazing if he didn't. Oh, shit.
Like he walks by and I die and he's like, geez, JayTech, take it easy over there. Need me to put it on easy for you? Those guys are too nice to do that. That's just me being toxic.
But I bet you they've seen
You know
it.
what? I want to apologize. We're going to say a quick prayer and everything's going to be...
There's no way they haven't seen that clip though. That's the funny part, because that video did
Oh
some
yeah,
numbers.
can you imagine the talk in the studio?
Bro.
And they're like, man, we're launching this day and date on that platform. Holy smokes!
But can you imagine? It's like you can see it inside. It's like, yo, guys, go check out. Look at this retard playing freaking Doom. And this
Oh my days!
You know they said that. Did you see this guy shooting the wall? Oh, man.
Where's the third person camera? Oh my gosh!
Oh, we're so toxic. Oh shit. Oh shit.
You look at JayTech's controller, it just has triangle on it.
Triangle. And some jizz. And some hentai
Tries
stickers.
to use a touchpad. Gosh, these guys are so bad.
That's horrible. That's horrible, man. That's horrible. Oh, that sound effect just killed it.
Gaz is like, hey Fonz, we'll merge everybody over to your show, and he's like, we're out of
We're already
here.
done. How long was that show, Fonz? You old piece of shit. Was it like 12 minutes? Hargate's like frustrating himself. Xbox is doing great. And they said, God's like, Fonz like, fuck this. About 12-minute show done. Oh man. Oh,
He's like, hey Hargate, welcome to the show. What we got going on today? He's like, well, I played a bunch of games on Game Pass. Well, thanks for everybody for showing up. I'm Fonz. I hate every game.
he's gonna kill us.
My God.
Oh man.
I don't form my own opinion. I get them off of a couple YouTube channels, and that avoid a lot of spending money that way.
Oh, I gotta love Fonz, man.
I'm just kidding.
Oh shit. Oh.
Yeah, we love Fonz. I've been talking to Fonz for. We were in a 14-hour Discord call that like went between me going and having lunch, me going and getting ready, picking up my kids, and I came back. You guys still there? All right, cool.
Oh, that's sick. I can't wait to join those sessions now that Ramadan's over, and hopefully my family move out. I can't wait to join them. Those sessions are great,
Yeah.
and the gaming sessions as well.
They're great.
We're gonna wrap it up. It's been great, bro. We need to be a permanent. We need to be doing this, man. Kill Mag. Just join this one.
Well, I was thinking if I could move to the East Coast, it would like split the gap of the time difference
East
a
Coast,
little bit. Or maybe is there like an island in between?
Go
I'll
to
look on
Jamaica.
Google Maps.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, jeez. Oh yeah, let me look at Google Earth now, and I'll get back to you.
Oh man, happy Eid Mozambique. Eid Mubarak, bro. Is it? Yeah, Eid's. This is the last fast Ramadan, so Eid is tomorrow morning. I have to wake up early for Eid prayer, but yeah, man. Eid Mubarak, bro. Yeah, man. Colt. Such a fun show, man. I just love these shows. I just chill.
Yeah, it is. It is really fun.
I just love this. This is like just talking shit, and this is me like being quiet. I can't even be loud like until for like a good 2-3. I'm gonna go crazy on the autotune, man. I'm bursting at the seams. Like I'm listening to tracks that I was adding to this playlist. I was like, oh shit, I could do a solo show, just do some freaking autotune and shit. I can't wait to do that. Could get back to content creation. But Colt, people know who you are. You don't need to say a sign out, but if you would, what you want to say?
Can I want to express some gratitude because I was looking at my YouTube stuff, and I'm notorious for bitching about how my channel is doing or the work I put in and all that stuff, or you know, what I do or don't want to do. But people like you and Fonz and like Lord Addict was another person I talked to about kind of diversifying stuff. So I made this gaming weekly news thing that I do every Thursday night for a Friday morning video, and they do okay. But like I just want to thank everybody who's like, I love these weekly news. Thank you for making these. Thank you so much for making a 10 or 12-minute video that just covers everything that I missed this week. And I've seen some really great growth, and really mostly the feedback when people are just like, thank you so much for making this. I really enjoyed it. I really appreciate it. You know, because sometimes, I know it's YouTube stuff, but sometimes I'll sit down for 5 hours and work on something, and I'm exhausted from other things, and I wrap the video and I'm like, okay, it's done. Let me upload it. I hope people like it. And I just want to thank everybody who supports what Gaz and I do. Like when we make videos, the only thing we want is for you to enjoy that 8 or 12 minutes and say, I'm glad I sat and watched it. And thank you guys so much, especially the podcast and everything. It truly means a lot. Like we live for you guys saying thank you for making this.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's a good way of saying it. Honestly, chat, we're very grateful, man. Like, you have to kind of pinch ourselves and realize that even, you know, we had like 200 people. That's a lot of people to watch a show. For me, I'll never take it for granted. I'm very grateful for you guys. And obviously, you know, the eternal struggle for me and Colt always is the pressure, isn't it, by making content. And I haven't been great. I did my rebrand, and then my family will have to move in last June. It'll be almost a year, and I had to stop the content because all the crazy shit that I do requires me to do some mad stuff in crazy hours. So there's always a sense of guilt when you don't do it, but I guarantee you guys the content that we plan in the background. There's so much coming your way. Honestly, I promise. But with Colt puts so much heart and soul into his content, even when he clickbaits, which is 99% of the time. The lying piece of shit.
Stop clickbaiting! Stop! There's no big massive update. Yeah,
Insane.
their community known me on Twitter like, there's no update. And I'm like, yeah, there is. And then like it never goes anywhere. So love it.
You got to do a lot.
When they write the community note. Stop! I'm trying to play Doom. In cover. There's no cover mechanic, Jay. Stop it.
Oh man, no, honestly. But thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Smash the like button. Sorry I didn't do a show last week, but we should be more consistent. And in about, I'd say about 2 to 3 weeks, my family will be moving out the house, which means I can do my solo shows midweek as well. Because I was supposed to do more content. That's what they are the ones stopping me from doing it. So hopefully that will happen, and a lot more videos. I know I've been saying this for ages, but I'm finally getting to the groove, and a lot more gameplay streams as well. But thank you so much. Check out Nightwave Radio. That has been. It's on Spotify. I might actually just pull it up very quickly while you're here, just to let you know that I haven't updated it because I don't really. Listen to music the month of Ramadan because I just tried to detox from it, so I didn't. And Nightwave Radio is a Spotify playlist update every week. It's a small thing, but I really enjoy doing it. Update 20 tracks that kind of hit the vibe of Nightwave, off Septic Source. A lot of like,
and it's really good for playing in the background on certain games that don't have a lot of dialogue, like open world games. I've used it for Cyberpunk and stuff like that.
It is very cyberpunky as well. So just do check it out. It's Nightwave Radio on Spotify. I'm going to update the next 20 tracks every week. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. So check it out. Just do it. And just let me know. And join the Discord and the Patreon. Patreon has been woefully underutilized by me. So I'm going to apologize because there should be an exclusive video every week on my Patreon, which you will see in the I think in the description below. But I will get into that every week. Just turn on the camera and have a chat with the patrons about particular topics. But yeah, thank you so much. Honestly,
love those.
Yeah, I need to do more of those. But smash the like button if you enjoyed the show. I will have this the timestamps up and on Spotify and other platforms soon. Take care. Peace.
If we don't get canceled.
Which we will. Oh, I see.